What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer slash seducer, Nick Scarpino.
What up, Greg?
Not much. What's up with you, Nick?
Not too much, man. Good to see you. Good to see you.
It's been too long, you know?
It has indeed.
We haven't done content in a while.
It feels like I don't know if that's true. Do you ever have that where it's like maybe we did something yesterday and I just don't remember it, or maybe it's been 3 weeks? I have
no. I didn't do the podcast last week because I jumped on Games Daily to help when the power went out for Bless. So I missed you there, and then when I miss you there, that's it. I'm not in reviews right now because I'm head down on review season. There's just too much happening. You know, you can smell it in the air. There's too many games out there. You got to be out there. You got to be nimble. You got to be playing things. So I feel like I haven't talked to Andy in years.
Andy's ascended now. He's
got an attitude. If we're gonna be honest, and I mean that can be let's talk about Andy. He's got an attitude, and I told him a long time ago it was gonna happen. And Forbes 30 under 30, aka the second best baby blues in San Francisco, aka the verified one at Tim Geddes. He said it wouldn't be an issue. He said it wouldn't be a problem. Andy's gonna be on a Twitch billboard, big deal. Oh, Andy's going to go host this thing for Twitch. Big deal. And now look at him. Big time in us left and right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Can't even be here today. Can't even be here today because of review season. It's okay when I can't be here for review season. It's okay when Blessing can't be here for review season. Frankly, it's okay when Kevin can't be here because of review season. But Andy's going to come out and pull that card today? Be busy making content for Kind of Funny Games? I don't like it one bit.
It's not so much an attitude. It's more of an air of confidence that I think we need to shut the fuck down right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's out there spreading his rings, being super creative, being productive for the company, spreading the Elden Rings and his Lord of the Rings. And I for one, I'm just like any rings really. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about.
It's that thing where I hate when we're bagging on Andy, right? I hate when we're having serious criticism about Andy and his performance at work.
Serious criticism.
When I have to turn it around on you guys. All right. But you're saying, you know, we have to take him down a rung. And like, I feel like this is a fight I've been waging all my own. You know what I mean? I send him the weird voicemails. You know, I come in and I make jokes on his Twitch channel at his expense. Like I keep the running gag of us having a foot race. I'm there trying to point out in a fun, jovial Greg way that Andy is beneath us. But then, Nick, you team up with him and you do the whole hashtag Greg sucks thing, and you kind of raise him up there. You know, you kind of get in this train where you're pumping him up.
Greg, it's like it's attacking from two fronts, right? So you're coming through the front door. I'm going through the back door.
From the moment you set it up, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to get through that with a straight face.
I had a whole cookie analogy too. I was gonna go to his kitchen and eat his cookies.
I love that Nick has two fronts and one of them is the back. We're gonna have a good one today. I
appreciate you. In the live chat right now, of course, if you're on patreon.com/kindoffunnygame or patreon.com/kindoffunny, you can support us, watch us record the show live. Madeline Stanley says, I truly hate the phrase, quote, spreading his rings. I just found that out today. That's not a phrase, Madeline.
That is not the phrase.
There's a reason you just found out you hate that combination of words.
Wings was it, and everyone knew what I meant. But the second it came out of my mouth wrong, the clock started ticking. It was a 3-second timer before the fucking jackals came out of the cave and started pouncing on me.
And again, what I'd like to say is I apologize on behalf of Tim who attacked you on that, Nick. You know what I mean? Like this is what I'm talking about. How I'm looking over here. We're 3 minutes 50 some seconds into the show.
Right.
The focus was pretty simple, I think, from the moment I said hello. We're gonna go after Andy today. And what did we do, Tim? You turned it around. You went after Nick, and you've got to be better about that. So right now, Tim, give me your best insult at Andy's expense.
My best insult to Andy Cortez.
This seems like a bad idea.
Kevin, don't make me. I can turn on a fucking dime and come for you, Kevin. Is that what you want?
That's my
big man. You know what I mean? Like I'm not scared of you.
Yeah, I'm Team Andy on this, Greg. I don't know. I'm not going to be caught out here talking shit about, you know, the greatest asset to our team, the greatest asset our team has ever seen, the greatest video gamer we've ever had. You know, there's a reason he's not here right now for review season. You're here, you know.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he got you, big man.
Do an hour 5.5 of content today because you guys can't make this place go without me. I don't even know what you did for 3 months while I was gone. I'm sorry, Nick Scarpino, KindaFunny.com.
No, we went through all the Patreon questions while you were gone.
What toe would you like to lose?
all right. It's you versus 37 kindergartners. Nick, we've done this before.
We've done it before.
What? I want to dial us back because you guys
dial it all the way back to the Mesozoic era. All right,
let's go back to the Proterozoic era. You guys, as you know, do a lot of game content. Kevin is the bridge. He's the rainbow bridge between the two worlds, between Asgard and between Earth. So Kevin gets a lot of these references. Whether or not he pays attention to them, that's up to Kevin. That's his purview. If I were him, I would never fucking pay attention to anything you guys do on games. I would just literally cook pizza upstairs all day and laugh to myself about how much I hate you guys. But you guys have all these cool...
question. I'm sorry. Would you also fall down in your backyard a lot?
Well, I fall down in just real life a lot. So yes, probably.
It was 2
I've also started to hit... Well, so far.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't got out of that backyard yet.
It's 2 times so far.
Lived here for almost 2 years. So
it's true.
So once a year.
Once a year.
Annual, the annual fall of Kevin Coelho.
I want to get a little advent calendar. Just open it up every time Kevin falls.
It's funny because Kevin falling with the advent calendar makes me think that advent calendar, every time he falls, needs to be a fall from Home Alone. So far we've had the fall down the stairs. We've also had the fall. I mean, is he going to step on a nail at some point? Is there an iron that's going to come into play at some point in this backyard? These are the questions that I have. But dialing it back to
will burn his head.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at one point, is Kevin going to touch a doorknob and burn the insignia of the doorknob into his hand?
For sure.
Only time will tell as this house and Kevin continue to feud. But what I don't like is that Kevin gets all the inside references. You start this off by sniffing the air, and I'm like, that's such a cool thing to do. I don't understand it. I assume it's an inside joke from a Games Daily or from a Games Cast that you guys did on a review thing.
I'm gonna explain it to you, Nick.
Well, hold on, before you explain it, Kevin, do you get it, or do you understand that?
Yeah, I get it. Come on, it's the season.
Yeah, just making sure. Kevin. I'm just making sure because I know
for season changing.
I know for a fact you've told me when you're a very honest person. I love that about you. You tell us when you phase out of existence when we're talking about whatever nerdy bullshit we're in the middle of.
Yeah, that's for
some of it you're there for. Some of it you're down for.
Yeah, well, Games Daily keeps my attention. Games Cast is boring. You know.
Okay.
It's a lot of math.
It is quite a bit of math, man.
I love it. Nick doesn't actually know. He said that and then thought to himself, "Is there math involved?"
I mean, I'm sure there's an earnings report that gets reported at some point. Sony does well. Once a month.
MPD
I'm sure people talk.
Tim, explain the reference of the sniffing the air for the season.
Well, most of it was already explained contextually there, Nick. But Blessing one day opened one of the shows of Gamescast where I introduced him, and he was just like, "Yeah, do you smell that? It's review season." And it was like, all right. And so for there, we're playing a whole bunch of games for review, right?
Yes.
And it's now turned into the fact that there are so many games out there that we have to review and we have to deal with this season that like the smell's getting so intense that we can actually smell the color of the leaves changing. You know, that's like our nose, our senses are just so strong at this point because we have learned the ways of Sifu, as you've kind of learned, and in addition to many other games. Man, I'm proud of Nick Scarpino kicking ass in Sifu his first try.
Now, Tim, you and I and Kevin hung out yesterday, and then we were all going to grab dinner at Outback Steakhouse, but Kevin had some other stuff to do.
So what did we do?
Me and Tim got dinner at Outback Steakhouse without Kevin.
Yes, we did. You know what else we did? I need to put this out there. Nick Scarpino did the most Nick Scarpino thing, and I promise this isn't going to be bad, Nick. But Nick Scarpino sitting here, and he's like,
whoa. What did Nick do that he thought was going to be?
No. There's nothing he did that could have been bad. I don't want him sitting there stressing out for the next 15
I'm not going to talk about what happened.
No idea what this is even a reference.
I'm talking about inside the Outback.
This is a positive thing at the end of the day. But he did the Nick thing, and which I appreciate because somebody has to, and it's not going to be me. He's like, "Are we going to get the bloomin' onion?" And he's like, "No, we couldn't." You got to get the onion. Well, maybe we should get the bloomin' onion. Yeah. And he had this whole conversation in front of the waitress, and it came down to he was like, "You know what? I'm going to get the ahi tuna thing, which is a little healthier or whatever, so we don't get the bloomin' onion, which is sad. We were all a little sad about it, but we sat with it and we were okay. What happens? This woman comes back mid-meal. We're eating our fine steaks.
Yeah.
She comes by with a little side of the sauce from the bloomin' onion, just so we can get a little taste of it, Now, I freaking love it. And I credit you with that, Nick. We wouldn't have got that sauce without you.
I would like to, I don't know this woman's name, and it's probably best that we not mention names on this podcast of anyone that's not part of the company, but she was a rock star.
She was.
Very personable, checked back with us a bunch of times, took my drink order twice, and of course, in perfect Nick Scarpino fashion, the first time, because I'm trying not to drink as much Diet Coke, I broke. I'm like, I'm having a great time. I haven't sat opposite Tim for a while, having a nice, the finest cut that the Outback Steakhouse has to offer, the 6-ounce filet mignon, of course. And I'm like, I'm gonna have a Diet Coke.
Go there yesterday?
After we had to go by the studio and check out
like
some light bulbs.
5:36.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, did you end up going to Best Buy?
I went to Best Buy this morning.
Oh, okay.
So I swapped everything out. But we'll get to that in a second. But I ordered a Diet Coke, and then she asked me again, "Hey, what did you want to drink?" And I thought better of it. I was like, I should be healthy, and I'm trying to get into sparkling water so I don't have so much artificial sweeteners coursing through my bloodstream. So I was like, I'll just take a sparkling water. She shows up with a Diet Coke, drops it off. I don't say anything because I'm like, that was God's way of saying have a Diet Coke today, right? I gave God 2 options. God gave me the tasty darker of the 2. Then she comes back with a soda water. She goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I totally messed up. Like, I will only charge you for one of these." I was like, "No, I messed up. You're making up for it." Then the blooming onion sauce drop. Then the fact that she was just super cool and like was complimentary to me. She's like, I love the fact that you're trying to be healthier.
Yeah,
that's pretty fantastic. I'm like, you're getting the biggest tip that this percentage tabulator thing on the bill will allow me to get.
Sure.
See, but Nick, with that though, there was one level further where 2 became 1 at some moment, where it's like the banter, the back and forth between this whole situation. She realized the vibes that Nick Scarpino was putting off. She understood what this table wanted, and she came back towards the end with a weird paper cup of water, like the same type of water that the soda water, the sparkling water,
sure,
and refilled Nick's cup without ever taking his cup away. So he never even had to go a second without getting liquidated. You know what I'm talking about? And I appreciated that. And as she was doing it, she just poured it in and she goes, "Does this make me lazy or a genius? I'm not sure." And I'm like, sure. It's Nick Scarpino cosplaying as a woman right now, serving us this water. It was the most Nick vibed situation I've ever had.
It was such an incredibly fun time. And it was just the perfect dynamic of the 3
And so
of us.
here's where I need to have a conversation with you, Nick Scarpino.
Yeah.
Is I feel like you guys are meant to live your life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah, naturally.
And of course,
a slow quarter mile.
You're bringing up you just said, you sat down, you haven't sat down with Tim for a long time for a dinner, for anything. COVID, nightmare. I can't believe that wasn't enough to push you into blooming onion territory.
Yeah.
Like you're celebrating being together with Tim for the first time in forever. You're celebrating the fact Kevin had to go home. Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you get the blooming onion and really drive this home? Like, this is a home run. This is an easy one.
Now, I want to throw this out there. I do want to throw this out there. As we were leaving the studio, Kevin's like, "I got to go cook dinner for Paula." And I was like, I respect
she was cooking dinner for me.
Or she was cooking dinner for Kevin. Yeah. Kevin mentioned that he had dinner plans already. As we were leaving, I asked Tim, I was like, "Should we hit Kevin up or is that going to stress him out?" And Tim was like, "No, let's not hit Kevin up. Like, he's got dinner plans with Paula. Let's not stress him out." And I fought hard. I was like, I've known Kevin all my life. He loves
this boy wants to bloom.
I was like, this guy's no, dude, the thing about the blooming onion is like, I actually prefer the ahi tuna, if I'm being honest. I think that the blooming onion's great, but it always makes me sick. It always makes me sick.
Don't eat all of it. You eat all of it. Yeah.
You're gonna put a whole blooming onion for me and not expect me to take it fucking straight to the dome? It's not gonna happen, man. I'm taking that right to the face.
That's why you go with me and I eat half of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what else would be helpful? That would have been helpful.
These 2 old ladies next to us that were just like quasi friend arguing the entire time, and it was cracking me up. Ordered a little forgotten gem, the chicken wings.
Oh, not forgotten with us. Come on, how many times have we gone there and cleaned them out?
Exactly. They had those. I was like, oh, we should have got some chicken wings, but we had that ahi tuna instead. And it was delicious, and I ate it.
It was damn good.
I ate on pretty much 80% of it. It was fun.
It was a little Aussie cheese fries too.
What are they? Oh, those are the like potato-y fry thingies. What's an Aussie cheese fry?
That's it.
They're just cheese fries, but they're Australian.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here on the
they got a little more
outbackmenus.com Aussie cheese fries. Top, it's got the little boomerang next to it, so you know it's good. Topped with melted Monterey Jack cheddar and chopped bacon with house-made ranch dressing. I've seen us fuck those up.
Oh yeah, these.
Oh my God.
These look pretty fucking good right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Kevin, I sent you a tweet. If you could put that up for me, that'd be helpful. Send it to you on the old Slack there. Yeah, I'm shocked. Yeah, I can't believe I'm a little stunned, honestly, that you guys didn't go all out there. You didn't do it. We've tweeted. I've tweeted, I should say, at Outback. Tim and Nick went to your Daly City restaurant around 5:36 p.m. yesterday, parentheses Tuesday, and their waitress was awesome. They don't remember her name, but they wanted to thank her. She brought them blooming onion sauce. They love her.
It is all true. Nice. There's only facts here. Only straight facts. She was great. She was fantastic. Food was good. Best Outback experience we've had ever. I would want to say.
I would say ever. Yeah.
Now keep in mind it's competing against like 2 times where Cool Greg got frozen mac and cheese. So.
Yeah.
But I'm not I'm not sold on the fact that that was a coincidence, right? Like Cool Greg was targeted. There's someone that works at that Outback that just has beef with Cool Greg and keeps giving him bricks of cold mac and cheese for his lunch.
That Outback special.
I love
miss
that.
going out. I miss going out.
Me too. That's why we're like literally. I was gonna go. I told Tim, he's like, what's your plan for tonight? I was like, I'm gonna drive down to San Jose because the San Jose Improv has started having an open mic once a month, and I'm gonna drive down there, wait in line with like 90 other comics, and probably not get up and waste 4 hours. And Tim was like, why don't we just go to Outback Steakhouse instead? I'm like, that sounds 400% better than the night that I had planned, and it was. I was zero regrets. Then I came home, Tim. What did I do? I booted up Sifu.
Wow.
And then I played it for precisely 10 minutes. And then I stopped. I was like, I am too tired for this game. Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I kept watching
again.
No. I continued my watch through of season 1 of Reacher on Amazon.
Oh, how is that?
It's like as good as it needs to be. As good as you would expect the Jack Reacher television.
It's that thing where they hit me up and they were like, hey, Greg, do you want to do like an Instagram activation for Reacher? And I was like, I don't know anything about this. And I watched that trailer and I just responded back. I'm like, no, thank you. This is not Greg Miller content at all.
That's too bad. I would have taken it because I'm a big fan of that actor. He played Thad Castle in Blue Mountain State. And I actually liked the Tom Cruise Reacher.
What's his name? Do you remember? I can't even think on IMDb. I saw him in the trailer. I'm like, is he a Smallville guy? I know him from something. Where do I know him?
Aquaman in Smallville.
Aquaman.
And he's Hawk on Titans, I believe. So he's been in a ton of stuff. Yeah. But he's one of those guys, again, going back to it, and I hate to keep harping
Leonardo. Or no, Raphael.
Yes. He's one of those guys. He played one of the Turtles in the Michael Bay movies. Yeah, he is one of those guys that I think he's a perfectly fine dramatic / action-y actor. But he's one of those guys that just because he's very good looking and has the physique doesn't realize he should just always do comedic stuff. Because Thad Castle in Blue Mountain State, he's a perfect character on that show. Totally, unbelievably hilarious in that role. And I just want him to do more comedy. Just like John Cena, just like all the Johns. Yeah.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather around this table, each coming to bullshit with each other and catch up with friends. If you like that, you can catch up with us on patreon.com/kindafunny. Over on patreon.com/kindafunny, you can write in with your topics of conversation. You can get the show ad free. You can get the exclusive post show we do each and every episode, and you can even be watching live, just like the Lou, Melissa Hagler, Cody Hagler, Anthony Corbett, and Tree Boy Productions, who before the show officially started said, first Kind of Funny Patreon live stream crown. Welcome, Tree Boy Productions.
Nice.
Of course, if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. You can watch each and every episode of the show over on youtube.com/kindoffunny, roosterteeth.com, and then listen on podcast services around the globe, no matter where you get your things. If you want to go an extra mile for us, why not support us? You can get some merch over at the Kind of Funny store, kindoffunny.com/store. And of course, you could use our creator code KindaFunny on the Epic Game Store or whatever Epic game you're playing, Fortnite, Rocket League, wherever you got an Epic storefront to go put some stuff in. Even if you're on your Switch, it's all there for you. Housekeeping for you, ladies and gentlemen, of course, youtube.com/kindoffunny is no slouch. Don't worry about review season over on games. There's tons of stuff happening on youtube.com/kindoffunny. The Boba Fett reactions are all up now, right, Tim?
All of them, yeah. The season finale, it was me, Sage, Carboni, and Barrett. We talked about every episode so far, and we talked about the finale. No matter what you thought of it, an opinion is something that somebody has an opinion on that show that you will vibe with.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool, good. What I've enjoyed is the last, not this week, but the last 2 weeks of seeing the internet all ablaze about it and me just slacking Tim or texting Tim being like, I'm too busy. What's going on? Explain the shows to me. And Tim gives me his narration of it. And I'm like, this sounds like a good show. He's like, you should watch it. I'm like, yeah, one day. I'll get there again. Don't worry about it. But Obi-Wan, I'll be all over that shit. Don't worry about it. And if that wasn't enough, if you want another interview, Planet of the Apes kicking off right now too as well. Getting ready as we lead up to The Batman, Matt Reeves. You might have seen him before.
Exciting. So exciting.
The Batman.
Wow, there he is.
Very jacked for that. Very jacked to actually go through the Planet of the Apes series as well. Started watching the first one today. Don't remember anything about it.
That's the James Franco one, right? That's where it starts.
Yeah, that's with James Franco and John Lithgow, and it was. I
really like that movie. I'm bummed that I'm missing this. I do like the Planet of the Apes movies.
I mean, Greg, it's not too late. You can call an audible right now. You tag in for who's on it? Andy. We don't need him.
Andy's on it, and Timur Hussein joining us for his first interview. Really, really exciting stuff. I've never seen these movies, so I'm very excited about it. Never seen them. Never seen any of them. And I don't want to spoil my thoughts, but the one thing that I will say is everyone always pitched this to me as the Matt Reeves trilogy. The reason we're doing this trilogy leading into Batman is Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves didn't even direct the first one.
Yeah, but
no one told me that until now. But whatever, it's all fine. It's fine.
He got the second and third.
I got. I will say, in review luck though, we had that 2-week period because of Morbius's delay and a whole bunch of shit where I was like, I don't know what to do. So we're like, I guess like we put it out there. I tweeted about it, and overwhelmingly people wanted 21 and 22 Jump Street. So we did that, and it just happened to be the most perfectly timed thing ever with After Party coming out. So which I didn't even know that show existed until we announced that we're doing the Jump Street in review. And then because of that, they're going on a press tour. So they're being asked about Men in Black and 21 Jump Street all over the place. So it's like, hey, we're there.
I really got millions of views. That's my hope, man, of like Channing Tatum being like the Men in Black thing. Men in Black Jump Street crossover is the funniest thing I've ever read. And I hope that they can, Sony's the only hold up with this producer thing. I hope that puts a fire to them to get it done. Cause I love Jump Street is another one I would have loved to have been a part of. I love those two movies. And if they were to fucking cross over with Men in Black, that'd be the funniest shit of all time.
Yep.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you start thinking about it and you're like, it doesn't work in any capacity whatsoever. But if they can make it work and somehow Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill can just start hopping through all these franchises, include like any other, I think that could totally be super fun.
That would be the funny. Tim, I want to get you in here, and I know you want to talk about not making sense about Men in Black and that thing, but that'd be my hope, right? Is if it hit and then they were like, fucking, let's just do like Abbott and Costello with these guys and just and like it would be 21 Jump Street meets Ghostbusters, 21 Jump Street meets, just go through every Sony property and put them in there. Timothy, Robert Geddes,
Scooby Doo, and you're like, why is Phyllis Diller in this?
Exactly
like that.
Harlem Globetrotter. Tim Geddes, you had your hand up. I apologize. What's up?
I did. I just based on what Nick just said, I think he's going to enjoy this quite a bit. Cameron Kennedy texted me. He was like, dude, you need to see this interview that they were doing where they referenced the Men in Black 21 Jump Street thing. And one of the questions that people asked were like, what is your favorite thing about it that we won't get to see? And he's like, dude, it was a hilarious script, but my favorite bit of the whole thing is all of the movies that we see in the post credits of 22 are canon. And so it's like they are acting as if those actually happened. But the thing is, in the next one, when they go to the what's it fucking called? Doctor school thing, medical school. That's what it is. When they go to medical school, that's when the alien stuff happens and they get pulled into the Men in Black shit, so it's like a spin-off type thing. But what's hilarious about it is the way the Men in Black rules work. You don't get your black suit. It's kind of like karate. So you have to work your way up to it. So for the majority of the movie, they had light powder blue suits.
That's so funny.
And they're Men in Black. Like, I just fucking love that
I
so
just think
much.
That's so inspired. I mean, talk about just having fun. Obviously, like I go into a 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover. I'm not expecting this to be good. I'm expecting this to be ridiculous, and that sounds like exactly what.
Right? Yeah, of course. Like we go into 21 Jump Street not expecting it to be good. You go to 22 not expecting it to be good. Like their whole thing is don't expect this to be good.
Just have
zero
expectation about
got you.
That's very true. Very true. So is it still a possibility? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, let me tell you this.
Format, right?
It is, I think, a very unlikely possibility, given the fact that there has been another Men in Black International. It didn't do great. Like there's like those kind of elements. Yeah, however, it is. I never in my life thought that we would see the return to the Spider Boys, and that was all part of the same kind of Sony leak stuff. So,
if you want Greg Miller's prediction, take it to the bank. I would bet this happens because I do think that number one, them talking about it gets the fans riled up again about it, and you get the positive Twitter momentum, and why not capitalize on it and be like, all right, cool, we'll do it or whatever. And I also think even in a weird way for where we are in 2022 is far away from where we were in whenever the leaks happened, right? Because right now where you're at, and even 2015, 14, fuck world. Even right now, you figure on the heels of the Spider Boys, on the heels of Marvel in general, on the heels of what will be an Oscar-winning movie, The Flash, people understand multiverses, I think, in a different way, where you could do it's 21 Jump Street crosses over with Men in Black and not be like, now we've painted Men in Black into a corner. It can only be this. You could do that, and then whatever the fuck you're eventually going to do with Men in Black, do it and never reference that. And like, that's just not it.
Well, I think even more than that, it's just where streaming's at now. And with their deals with things like Apple TV and all that, I would not be surprised if After Party seems to be a success. And I think it's going to continue to just grow after word of mouth. If the show's quality continues to keep going on and like outside of, it's like a multimedia experience. Like Xavier's dropping EPs on Spotify. They're fucking hilarious. But if that keeps going, I could see them doing it on a different scale. Like I didn't know there was a Pitch Perfect series coming out on Peacock, but there is, and it's with Adam Devine and Flula, and it's happening this year. So I'm like, if that's possible, hey, anything's possible. And I love Channing Tatum.
That's what I'm saying, man. The wheels are spinning right now in my brain. You're gonna talk about a 21 Jump Street Pitch Perfect crossover? That totally makes sense. Let's have these guys just get into everything. Who gives a shit?
Love it.
I don't know.
I'll tell you who gives a shit, Nick. Our Patreon producers. Of course, you can support the show on patreon.com/kindafunny, just like Gordon McGuire did, Delaney 20 did, Bionicle in Review 2022 did, James Davis, aka at James Davis Makes did, and of course, Prankski. Today, we're brought to you by ExpressVPN and Chime, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, do you guys have something on the top of your mind, or you want me to pull from the questions right away?
You can
pull away, man.
Pull from some questions. Here's the thing. I feel like the three of us haven't been together in a long time. Let's run through some questions and give the people the answers they really want, right? None of this fluff bullshit that we've been talking about. We were forced to talk about whenever.
You want a hard-hitting topic? You want one you're going to have to think for?
Yeah, definitely.
Melissa Hagler writes into patreon.com/kindafunny and says, rate the states, you cowards.
Oh, God.
If you remember, somewhere in 2021, of course, we said we would rate these United States of America.
Let's do
and then I had it at the top of the document forever. I said, oh, we'll do it. We'll do this thing. And then it just kept slipping and slipping. Then Jen got pregnant. And then I had to leave. And then here we are. Let's get it. Get us, Kevin.
Right, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to share a Google Doc right now. I'll put it into general. All right. That way everybody can see where we're working from. I'll paste in all the states there, so you don't have to worry about remembering them all, and we'll get going. I feel like we got a ragu bagu situation on our hands. Of course, I'm putting it in general. Don't worry about it.
So 5 tiers. Think 5 tiers. 50
exactly.
States.
We start getting into. Yeah, actually, shit. I said that. You know, it totally disregard that. Instead, we're gonna go and we're gonna make a Google sheet. I put it
now.
In there.
What do we do for states we've never been to?
Do we have to
talk more shit? Okay, because there's a lot of states in sort of the center,
Nick,
like the Midwest, that I don't really know have any context for. Nick, are we okay with me just spitballing?
Quick. I just want to grab your quick opinion. Are you looking at the map that I pulled out?
Yeah, I'm on the map. I like the color scheme.
What's your second least favorite state?
Second least favorite state. So my least favorite. I don't know that I necessarily have a least favorite state.
You're being really lame right now.
I've had a lot of fun in them. I mean, I would say that.
You saying you're having a lot of fun in Wyoming? Is that what you're telling me right now?
I mean, Wyoming sucks, right?
Hey,
it's got to suck, right? Wyoming. You're talking about Wyoming.
I just went to Jackson. So
all right, now the thing's in there, so you can do
South Dakota, North Dakota, Wisconsin, like Wisconsin. Wisconsin has cheese. Never mind. I'll dial that back. Iowa.
Kevin, you're more than welcome to show the Google Doc when we get going too, if you want. So everybody who's paying attention can keep a little number there too. Okay. I know there's a faster way in Excel to number, but at this point I'm 14 in, so I'm just gonna count them all off, guys.
I love it, Greg.
Yeah, I could do that for you, Greg.
Go ahead and do it, because what is the way? But teach me. Don't just give me the fish. Teach me how to fish.
Let him eat the fish.
You know what I mean?
Give him the fish, let him eat the fish.
Wait, so where are you doing numbers? What are you telling me?
Right under where it said rank, and I started writing the numbers. I did it, and then you said you could do it. But basically,
so
I wanted to go.
I believe you put 1, you go 2, 3, and then you select the 3 of them and then drag them down.
Well, you went 1, 2, 2.
Disaster of a show.
It's already bad. We're already off. We're number 3. We got 1, 2.
Greg put this spreadsheet in the general Slack, so everyone related to Kinda Funny gets to see this. And that's my favorite thing about the Kinda Funny podcast is when we talking about something, we put it there. You never know who's going to get involved, and there's going to be a lot of questions of what could they possibly be doing. There's now a spreadsheet that just says rate the states, and for a second, I saw Paris Lily's name come up, ... and then it just went away. And I love that he was like, do I want to get? No, don't want to get involved in this one. And you know what, Paris? I respect you for that.
I don't understand why Idaho's right here. Who did that?
I didn't do that. I don't know who did that.
At number 13?
No, they put it as number 1. Who do we know?
Number 1. All right.
So then I forget what the ranks we have on Ragu Bagu are. Just the S tier. A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C, D, F, right? Like we're in school.
Yeah.
Just making sure I got that right. Sorry, it's been a while since I opened the Ragu Bagu.
S tier, huh? Like we're in school.
I want to preface this for everyone out there that's listening, because I know we have a wide range of people from different parts of the country that listen to this podcast, and we're very blessed to have you. But if you're from a garbage state, we're gonna fucking dunk on you right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're gonna have to take that to heart. And if you have a problem with that, tweet at Andy Cortez or at Maximum Cortez and fucking let him know, right? And I'll never hear from him again because I haven't been on a piece of content with him in 6 years.
Okay.
Pause for a second.
What are we pausing? Oh, I thought we were pausing the podcast. I was like, can we do that? Can we pause this podcast?
I was just moving for whatever reason. There was that bar. There was a space up top, but it's fixed now.
There's a lot of the East Coast states that I'd like to go to, that I just feel like I'd fit right in the fish.
You want to go to them? That's your thing. Okay.
I mean, I would say based on this conversation of what the expertise that we're bringing to it, I feel like we kind of want to go there. It's gonna rank them higher.
Oh, sure.
We don't want. Like that's the type of like what's going into this. That is our baseline. Is do you have any
biases and shit,
or negative things for it for any which reason?
No, here's the thing. Personal biases are going to just be, obviously for me, I'm a complete and total idiot. And so whatever context I have, if I know something from a state, good or bad, it's going to rank higher than states I don't know, right? Even like obviously everyone loves to shit on Florida, but I've been to Florida and I had a really fun time at my buddy Eric's wedding in Florida. That might have to rank way higher than Idaho. Do I have a problem with Idaho? No. Sure. I have no context for Idaho other than potatoes. Maybe that ranks a little higher than Iowa. Iowa's corn. I don't like corn. I like potatoes better than corn. This is how this is going to go right now, everyone. Okay? So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, no, our per capita fucking economic... No, fuck off. It's potatoes or corn. That's what it's going to boil down to. Are you a corn person or are you a potato person? If you putting corn on your potatoes, maybe you're an innovator, maybe you're a fucking psychopath. I don't know. Yeah. But I can't wait to get into the nitty-gritty on this.
Well, and that's where I like... So we have all the tiers here that we can start putting things into, right? I think obviously there's the elephant in the room, and I think I speak unanimously that California is going in at number one as the best state. We're the least fucked up state. We're the coolest state.
We have a Disneyland.
We're the badass state.
We're the best state. We got the best people.
We have multiple dope cities.
Highest tax rate.
Great representation of food and cultures.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Nick. You're talking about the tax rates and like obviously, what is right? Why is
it's not the highest, right? Other states have higher, right?
I think we might be the highest.
Really? Wow.
New York might be high. Let's see.
Like
let's Google it. I mean,
fix that, you know what I mean?
Who has the highest state tax in America? United States. Let's see. California.
But anyways, my point being is like,
right, good enough.
Damn it!
It's the coolest
state. Yeah,
it's the coolest state.
We got a lot of people in the state. That's the thing that a lot of other states don't understand is that we have millions and millions and millions of people in the state. Idaho, 1,500 people. That's the craziest thing no one understands about Idaho.
Now, again, elephants in the room. California's the best. I don't need to defend myself. We're all on the same page. We understand that. The next question, the next serious topic we have to have is how much. And I know the California thing hurt a lot of people's feelings, specifically in New York. So now the question has to become, how much of a bucket of cold water do we want to give New York? Because New York, the problem with New York is the fact that New York thinks it's the fucking best city slash state. Because of your city, too. You think you're the best state on the face of God's earth. You know what I mean? No. And frankly, I've had enough of it. I had enough of it growing up in Chicago, the second city, of course. And then, of course, 9/11 happened. We are like, you know what? Hold up. We all like New York a lot. We don't like it. We all like New York a lot. But now enough time's passed to remind you, you're all very conceited people. And you all think you're the best, and you think your bagels are the best, and you think your pizza is the best. You think all this stuff's the best.
Like
it's all good. It's all available. That's the thing. It's available.
Yeah, that's the really cool thing.
I agree. It's rad that you have pizza places on every corner. I agree. It's that rad that you all love bagels. Your bagels are not that great. They're just readily available. Your pizza, I mean, on a giant scale, of course, not that great. This always happens. I go, I've had New York pizza. It's fine. People, where'd you go? Oh, I went to blah, blah. Oh, you can't go there. You got to go there. Well, now you're saying your pizza place is the best place, which is a far different conversation than your pizza in general, in the fucking, if I have to hear one more fucking time about the water, it's the water that makes the bagels and the pizza so good. That's what's happening over here.
Everyone else calls it pollution, guys. Everyone else calls it pollution.
You have a few talented pizza chefs. Yes, I agree. You have a great pizza culture. You have a great bagel culture. But it's time again to wake up that you also put your garbage on the streets like a bunch of psychopaths. All right? There's way too many people there. The buildings are too high. These are the problems we have in New York. Nick Scarpino.
I'm tired of these New Yorkers shitting on the subway and pretending that their shit don't stink. Okay, y'all shit stinks. Do you understand me? So you're gonna go. But what I'm hearing here, Greg, is that you're trying to slide Chicago at number 2 and New York at number 3.
Under no, again, we're not doing cities. Under no circumstances do I want you to think that this is me saying Illinois deserves to be above New York. This is me just saying New York.
New York.
I know everybody right now. You're on the subway, packed in there like sardines. It's fucking disgusting. You're all like you're living in a shoebox apartment with 17 other people over there, and they're on 900th floor. I understand you're all mad to hear this, but someone needs to tell you. And I see the TikToks all the time. People ask me, why did I move back to New York? I say, because of the magic. It's something horrible happening. Right. Something horrible is on. Right. And I know also Albany, New York's hearing this and be like, whoa, don't group us in with New York City. But here's the problem, Albany, New York. If I asked you to rank your state, you would put it high because of New York City.
Yeah.
So now, because of that, we have to come for you. And we have to remind you that it ain't that hot.
Still number 2.
Like, thankfully, in California, number 2.
I mean, despite all those faults, I still think it's number 2. Like, you're right about some of what you said. You went a little far. You went the extreme with some of what you said. But at the end of the day, there is a magic to New York, and I feel like that ranks it very, very high on this list. I think the California, New York are a step above the rest.
But it can't be higher than California. I'll tell you why. Because when I think New York, I just think Manhattan, right? Do I want to go into anything that aren't the boroughs? No. 5 boroughs. That's all I'm going. Upstate New York, I don't even know if that's a real thing. Whereas in California, we've got touchstones for Southern California and Northern California.
We got Riverside. We got
we don't have Riverside.
We have Davis.
But what I'm saying is we've got LA, we've got San Diego, and we've got San Francisco. So that's 3-1. That's why if you're asking why California is number 1, it's because we live here.
Here's what I'll do. For now, we'll put New York in the S tier. All right. Because we'll see whatever it has to say about these other states as we get going.
Now, what else? Okay, so other S tier states. Are we just throwing those out there? Because I feel like
I put big Washington in there.
Washington, definitely. I think Washington
State,
Oregon,
great state.
Portland, really fun place, great food.
S-tier?
Yeah, Seattle? The nature and then the vibe of a Seattle.
Yeah,
beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's a A that maybe just became A from a B.
It's an A that worked out and is now an S. Let's be perfectly honest. No, like it's good. I think that. Kevin, let me explain this to you right now. Hey, baby, the Blues are calling.
I think I've gone to Washington more than anyone else here because of the family that I have there, and it's fun. It's fine it's great when there's a convention going on. Any other time of the year, it's just boring as shit.
Again, all we have is the touchstones, and I had a really, really, really good time getting drunk last time I was at PAX. So Washington is going.
I've been to Washington non-PAX season quite a bit, and it's lovely. I'm
going A. I agree with the sentiment of how beautiful it is and how much dope shit there is to do there, how great the people are. But I think that it's a step down from the California and New York's. I'm biased. I prefer city and all that stuff for sure, but I do think that Washington as a whole doesn't have as much to offer.
Okay.
Now, are you still saying S, or are you moving to A, Nick? Because I have straw poll pulled up. I have straw poll pulled up. So
I'm keeping Washington at S, and I'll tell you why. Because have they made a television show about your fucking life and us living in San Francisco? No, but Frasier was all about living that Seattle life, and I love that show. So that's going in S tier for me because Frasier is one of the best shows ever made, and it couldn't have happened without the cool Space Needle that they got there and that little jazz.
Great point.
Seattle's all about jazz.
Seattle is all about jazz. That is what it's well known for. I have tossed into the live poll here a straw poll to see if it is an A or S tier. Go ahead and vote right now. The A's are ahead. The A's are ahead with 71% of the vote. So
I feel like S tier needs to mean something. That's my only thing is I feel like S tier really has to be like, yo, it's a step above the rest. That's what you're not getting S's in school, right?
Like you have. Washington is beautiful, but Washington has the iconic city. Like an S tier should have an iconic city, which is Seattle. It's iconic.
Yeah, but
iconic. Seattle's fine. Yeah.
Seattle's great, Kevin.
Seattle's awesome.
Seattle's fun.
I would love to live
fun.
in Seattle one day.
A for awesome.
Well, you're never going to, so stop it right now, Greg.
I mean, no, I'm happy here.
You're never leaving.
Yeah, all right, it's a runaway. Washington's going to the A tier. Don't worry about it.
I told you.
Washington.
Now,
what about
if I may propose an S tier state.
Sure.
And now it's got a lot of problems.
Texas.
But
You're bringing
Florida.
Texas.
Florida.
Oh,
Florida.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck
Here's
yeah,
the
yes.
thing.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Florida's a great fucking place. Is it too fucking wild? It is.
No.
Florida's the Matt Scarpino of states. You know what I mean?
100%
Where you're
the
gonna
Matt
have fun, but you might also get syphilis.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Kevin. You and I have had our disagreements over the years, but I'm man enough to admit that when someone's right, they're fucking right, and you are spot on when it comes to Florida. Now, yes. Is there a headline every day that makes you think that Florida is going to fucking fall into the earth and erupt? Maybe, but isn't that kind of part of the fun about being alive? Like, Florida is the fucking wild card, man. They're the people that come into the party. You're like, did they bring alcohol? Did they bring meth? What the fuck is going on in Florida? You can't have Florida. Like, Florida is the state by which all the other states go, oh, we're okay because we're not Florida, and that's an important comparison to make.
A group of amazing people once got together to talk for about 2 hours about ranking the planets and the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, right? And one of the things that came down, what we learned from that was like the popularity of something needs to be taken into account for all this. So the amount we hear about Florida, I do think, even though a lot of it's bad, does need to go into, okay, there's something here. I would propose that where I'm coming from with this, thinking about S tier states, and I'm not saying that I stand by all of these need to go in here, but I think the only ones that are even in contention are California, New York, Hawaii, and Florida.
Hawaii. I would also add Hawaii.
The armies of states.
And the guy who's in the live chat says Florida's the army of states. The Lou says anyone who says Florida is not S tier is not allowed to do Disney World, Universal, Busch Gardens, or SeaWorld.
Man, I thought
or Miami, man.
I don't want to go to any of those places, so I'm fine with that. Lou, you take it. You can have it.
I just feel like
but your kid's gonna want to, so chill out.
No, the kid's gonna go to Disneyland. The kid's gonna want to go to snow. They're gonna want to see something different. They're not just going to see orange trees and crazy people out there running, and then NASA abandoned ass NASA.
They got warm beaches, dude. They got dongs galore.
And
hey, it sounds like days. I mean, let's do a vote. I say it's not S tier, but it sounds like you guys are. Like, I think all three of you are on S tier for it.
I have to vote S tier for it. I think it's just too. I think it's just too popular and polarizing. It's a fascinating state, and I'm not saying it's a good state, and I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad state. I'm just saying when you think of like it is like I'm trying to think of a pop star and analog to this, exactly. Right? Someone who you're like it's. I don't want to be disparaging to anyone, so I'm joking around with her.
This entire show is going to be disparaging, so don't worry about it. If you're offended right now about your state getting roasted, remember all the states are about to get roasted except California, which is great. So you can turn off the podcast now. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like a pop star that you know is bad, and that you know the music is just the lowest common denominator music. But every time you get in your car and no one's looking, you're like, I'm gonna put that fucking music on.
What would you name that artist, Nick?
NSYNC.
I mean, I would.
Flow what? Flow.
Rida?
Flow Rida?
Flow Rida.
Oh, Florida. What is that from?
No, Nick. He's talking about the musical act Flo Rida.
Yeah, which is what I thought was where you were geared up to.
Why is my name Florida? Florida's the name of the state.
No. That's a reference to a movie, right?
No, I was just referencing a pop star that is everything you just said.
That's fantastic. Well, I don't have a lot of context for Flo Rida, but thank you. That's fantastic. We'll just go with that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, come on, man.
Is incredible.
Hawaii came up in that conversation as S tier. Is Hawaii S tier?
100%.
Yeah,
it's. Hawaii
it's
is
the place every other state wants to go. Every other state wants to go. Universally.
It's the sexiest state, hands down.
It's the Disneyland of states.
Are you talking about Hawaii?
Yeah.
We moved on. Oh yeah, Hawaii is S tier. It's the most beautiful state that we have, for sure.
We're lucky we have it.
Yeah, Hawaii fucking knows. Like, if we were dating Hawaii would be like, everyone would be like, how did it? We'd be like, shut up. I know. I have no fucking idea how I got Hawaii. But I'm here, and I'm not going to question it. And if Hawaii leaves me one day, I will eventually get over it and know that I'm a better person for having dated Hawaii. For sure.
Now, the next one, I mentioned it in passing, and I think it needs to come up now. Texas. Where do you want to put Texas? Because you want to talk about, again, states whose people have attitude problems and think their state is the best when all the other states are like, oh my God, just shut up about your fucking state. Texas is on that list. And I'm glad Andy isn't here.
I feel like I would argue for Texas. I debate it being A, but I think that Texas, for all the things that I said a second ago about Florida, we got to give the same love to Texas. There's good, there's bad. I think Austin boosts it up a lot in the positivity factor. Sure. But there's just, I mean, there's an iconic.
It's real hard to get an abortion right now, though.
Exactly.
They got a lot of problems.
Kind of a backward, on the social.
Politically, it's not great. And that's the thing with, like, when you hear about Florida's politics, you're like, that's so ridiculous that it's almost comical. Texas, not so much comical. But we do have a lot of great friends that live in Austin. And we've had a lot of good times in Austin. We've been treated. Texas has treated
Austin's
us well.
great, but we're not talking about the city. We're not ranking cities.
Now here's
Texas. Well, what about barbecue? Texas
I was about to say
barbecue.
the benefit is like you can get as much meat as you want anytime.
That's true.
Real big.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the question. Are we being serious or are we screwing around? Because if we're screwing around, Texas is S tier. If we're being serious, we have to have more of a debate on Texas's politics.
I mean, we're trying to get all this in 50 minutes, so I don't think you need to get on the debate.
We're gonna go back to the fun time. Texas S tier. We'll put Texas up in the S tier. I mean, here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. Texas S tier. You show me a state bigger than Texas.
Alaska.
Right? You show me a state fucking bigger than Texas. No, Texas is the biggest.
No, isn't Alaska the biggest?
Is it?
I think so.
But guys, let's just be real. Alaska.
I mean, Alaska. No,
Alaska doesn't suck.
Alaska's beautiful. We're just not we're not old enough to appreciate it.
And that's why I think it's an A tier. I think Alaska's A tier.
I would also put Alaska's in it. Yes, Alaska's the biggest state.
It's beautiful. It's got a lot of culture up there. It's one of those things my grandmother went to it. It killed her. She caught pneumonia on the cruise, but she had a great time.
She knew the risk, you know what I mean?
She did. And I mean, that's a great last trip for her. I think she saw an elk or some shit. I don't know. But
damn, I didn't know Alaska was that fucking big.
Alaska's fucking huge.
Holy shit.
Everybody who goes to Alaska and comes back loves it. And I watched that show Alone. They put people up there in Alaska, and it was terrifying. Bears and all sorts of horrible shit. But it was a fun show. So I think A. But I'm with Kevin of it's a great, beautiful state or whatever. But yeah, it's just not something we can.
Yeah, I'm with A.
Not there yet.
Alaska and Washington being in the same tier feels right to me.
Okay.
And there's about to be a sharp drop off because I'm just going to call it like it is. I think we got a couple more A's, and then we're pretty much dropping down to D and F talk.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Tim, you seen the size comparison here of Alaska?
That's crazy. That's bonkers.
Yeah.
This is something I learned. I did not know this. You know what's funny is I was looking at that map and they always have it shrink down. Where don't forget about Alaska.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Alaska. Alaska's above Canada. Don't forget about Alaska. We're a state too. And it's sad. It's one of those things. It's like, why don't we just give it back?
It's also the last state, right? That's the last state to become a state.
Was it?
Yeah,
was it Hawaii then Alaska?
I believe so.
Yeah. You ever gonna get Puerto Rico? That never gonna happen.
I want Puerto Rico, but I'm convinced that people just don't want to invest in new flags, and also maybe Puerto Rico doesn't want to be a state.
That does make sense.
I think Puerto Rico would happily be a state.
A lot of people don't want to invest in new flags, but ladies and gentlemen, we're happy when you invest in us. If you go to patreon.com/kindafunny, you can write in with topics just like this one from the Hagglers. Of course, you could get the show ad free. Of course, you get it with the post show we do each and every week. However, you're apparently not listening on Patreon right now and not watching live like so many people. So here's a word from our sponsor.
Shout out to Chime for sponsoring this episode. New year, new you. Maybe a you who leaves behind things that don't serve you, like those dang overdraft fees. When your checking account balance is running low, the last thing you need is an overdraft fee. But with Chime, an award-winning app and debit card, you can save that hard-earned cash money without paying overdraft fees. Eligible members can overdraft up to $200 on debit card purchases and cash withdrawals with absolutely no overdraft fees. Make your first good decision in 2022 and join over 10 million people using Chime. Sign up only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. You can get started at chime.com/KFgames. That's CHIME.com/KFgames. Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Overdraft only applies to debit card purchases and cash withdrawals. Limits start at $20 and may be increased up to $200 by Chime. See chime.com/spotme and go to chime.com/kfgames to get started. This episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Look, I get it. You don't watch porn, so maybe you're just paying attention to this ad for, a friend. But with everything going on in the world, governments have increased surveillance. They're using your devices to track your location movements and in a lot of places, your internet activity. ExpressVPN reroutes your internet connection through a secure encrypted server so you can surf the web anonymously. Newsflash, incognito mode is a sham. Your ISP can still see every single site you visit. But with one click of a button, ExpressVPN keeps others from seeing all the freaky stuff you've been looking at. Yeah, talking about you, Nick Scarpino. We've been using ExpressVPN for a long time. It's been keeping me safe, keeping me secure. I just feel better being out on the internet, knowing that ExpressVPN has my back. Protect your privacy today and get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Visit expressvpn.com/kindafunny. That's expressvpn.com/kindafunny for 3 months free with a 1-year package. Visit expressvpn.com/kindafunny to learn more.
All right, back to it. Again, I think you need to, there's a whole bunch of stuff that can happen. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to shock the world, I think, in a lot of different ways, all right? I'll start with Missouri. Of course, I bleed black and gold. I love the University of Missouri. I love Missouri, an amazing state full of amazing, great people and all these different things. I would say I'm going to put Missouri at a B tier. Why? Okay. Great people, great food, great times. 3 real cities. And I'm not even counting Jeff City. You got St. Louis, you got Columbia, you got Kansas City. They're all in a line. They're all in a line right on I-70. That's great. The problem is St. Louis is like Main Street USA. Like if they envisioned a downtown, like it's fake. It's not a real downtown. They're trying to be Chicago. They ain't, but they got the arch and that's cool. Meanwhile, Kansas City, of course, is just it's Kansas City. It's like you would never go there, but what would happen? You probably connect there. If you ever have to leave the airport of Kansas City and come back to MCI, it's not a real airport. And don't get me wrong, in 2005, 2004, it was okay. Sure, the world had changed. We understand you didn't expect people to have to wait on the other side of security forever. However, we were just there in 2018, 2019, and it is still, you walk in, there's 2 restaurants on the outside, then you got to go through, there's a piece of glass, then you're in it sucks. It sucks. It's a B state. What do you got for me, Nick?
Here's what I'm going to say to back you up, Greg. Don't start a state and then name one of your cities the same name as the state right next to you.
Great point.
Who the fuck does that? Who does that? Right? That's like if we had a city that was just called Nevada City in California.
It'd be ridiculous.
And people are like, it's not confusing at all. I'd be like, I fucking live in Nevada City, and 90% of the time, I don't know where I'm at.
It's also like, why do we have a city named San Francisco, and then not directly south of it, a city named South San Francisco? Brisbane and Colma are in between it. Why would they do that?
That's always been weird to me.
It's
always
stupid.
Been weird to me.
They didn't expect those cities or those cities. Next, I'm going to go to Illinois. Of course, Greg Miller, born and raised in Illinois for 18 years or whatever. Illinois, I'm going to put as a C state. It's blue collar. It's getting the job done. It's corrupt as shit when it comes to Chicago and state politics in general. Every governor, it seems like, is a horrible person or whatever. But again, it's pretty enough. Chicago's a nice city. You know what I mean? But it's Chicago. Like, that's all it's got.
Great theater. Batman's filmed there, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's like an average city. You know what I mean? It's or a state. It's an average state.
But they got their foods. I do want to give them a shout out for having they got the Portillo's. They got the deep dish pizza. It's like, I feel like if you're a state that has your own thing that people outside the state yearn for, that says something. So yeah, I'm with that.
With a C?
I'm good with the C.
Okay.
Missouri is a B. I wouldn't vote that, but that's cool.
Well, I had Nick's vote, and Kevin didn't seem to argue, so we're fine. Unless you want to argue, it's fine.
No, I don't want to argue.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'll say going off the M states, I did enjoy my brief stint in Montana.
Why don't we go in order? Why don't we go in order?
Because we have something to say about these. Eventually, we're going to get to, I don't give a shit about these 35
Delaware.
States, and we're just going to shove them in places.
Who cares about
Also,
Delaware?
real quick, I'm sorry, live chat, Anthony Corbett says, how is Missouri above Illinois? Well, it's a funny story, Anthony. Missouri's better than Illinois. Thank you. Back to you, Nick.
Wow. I would say I'd like to throw out Montana as A or B.
As what?
A or B?
A or B.
Dude, fuck Montana. I'm sure it's a great place full of great people. Get out of here. Get out of here, Montana.
I spent a lovely 3 days in Montana, and it was
They
gorgeous.
couldn't even have you for a week.
They don't want me for a week. They're like, get back to your bougie ass state, California.
A or B?
Fuck,
oh my
throw it out
God.
there. But where do you want to put Montana?
I mean, I would want to put Montana as a D. There's nothing. I've never heard a single. Exactly. I've never heard a single thing about Montana that I'm like, oh man, I'm missing out.
See, I love where Tim's head's at with this. You know what I mean? I love it. We felt this all out because I love that average state of just like it's a state, and we know something like foods from it. That's great. Whatever. And then D is like we know nothing about you, and then F is going to be the states we hate. Kansas, strap the fuck in for a second when I get there.
Right? It's funny, Greg, because I distinctly remember bringing up Kansas about like 5 minutes ago, and you were oddly silent on it, and I was like, oh, I forgot.
Was I in the middle of a different rant, or was I just trying?
No. I was bagging on Missouri and Kansas having different, you know.
Oh, I was very much at that point trying to defend Missouri. I wasn't so worried about Kansas because again, I knew no one in their right mind is going to sit here and be like, well, this fucking flat pancake with no technology, barely running water, that's the one we care about. No one's going to come out of this panel and be like, Kansas is it? And again, they're going to have to wait for this to be transcribed onto that piece of cardboard they all pass around, and then they'll read it and they'll know that we were mad at them. They'll have no idea how to fucking talk to us about it. It's
that
fine.
piece of cardboard they all pass around.
You're an F, Kansas. Goodbye. It's over.
I'm going to throw this out here. And I could be wrong. I can't remember where people are from most of the time because I don't pay attention. But I think we have a couple friends from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right? A couple friends. Like, isn't Andrea from Minnesota?
Andrea,
yeah.
And
so
isn't she reps North Dakota too. She reps North Dakota.
Oh, she reps North Dakota. What about Cisco?
She is a Vikings fan.
I
think.
Oh, she's a Vikings.
Cisco's from Baltimore, but
Maryland.
He lives in. I thought he lived.
He lives in Minnesota. Yeah.
Minnesota. Yeah. So I'll say we should rank Minnesota slightly higher because we have a couple friends that hail from there.
Poe went to school there.
There you go.
I've been to Minnesota. I've hung out in the Twin Cities.
B tier.
I mean, so have we all have together.
We had a great time.
We had a great time. I don't know that I can rank it high though.
It's very bland.
Hold on. This I think just sums it up. The Lou in the live chat goes Minnesota, nice. In that Minnesota, nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's not. It's a fine thing.
That's a solid B.
I agree. I think in the Missouri vein of B's, the Minnesota's a B too. If it's a nice state, I wouldn't mind spending more time there.
And that's why I'm looking at Illinois. I mean, they got Chicago. Like Chicago, I think bumps it up. Where I'm looking at this list, I don't know that I can stand by this because
you got to put Illinois back in the A tier.
Illinois is
above
in
the A tier.
Chicago is an iconic.
That's all it has.
But it's number 3 as far as like cities.
Minnesota, at least, is the land of 1,000 lakes. You got the Twin Cities
city in Minnesota.
Minneapolis, St. Paul, Winona. What are you talking about? There's beautiful cities up there. St. Olaf, the reference Betty White made all the time. The lovely St. Olaf Choir, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice state. It's going in B's.
Did you just put Minneapolis?
I think Illinois. I think Illinois can go to B too.
I think it can go to B. I think you're being too harsh on your state, Greg. I think it's like, you know what it is right now, Greg? You're the little league coach and your kid's on the team. And you want to prove to all the rest of the kids that if I'll fucking tear this kid apart, think what I'll do to you if you miss that T-ball fucking bat.
All right, fine. If you're all voting B, I relent. I'll put it to B. Fine. There you go.
We're not.
Happy.
Thank you. I don't want Jamie.
Wait, hold on. You're not
calling me.
I would push everything down a bit, but before this, I think it should go over.
California people that
I want to argue Montana needs to be B or C. This D-list Montana, I think, is just completely inappropriate. Montana's gorgeous.
We already voted. That's done. It's all been voted.
Can I throw Wyoming? Can I throw it at C?
What? Give me an argument for a C.
I just want to put the place that I spent a week at a little higher than Nick's spot. That really is all I
want. The difference was they paid me to go to Montana. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. I think it was beautiful. My God. It was skiing.
Didn't you party with Dana White in Wyoming?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, then that needs to go higher.
Put it on a C. Put it on a C.
All right, fine. See, there it is for Kevin partying with Dana White. Wyoming.
Can we also put Utah there? But like put Utah so the name is above it because they salt their roads, made it a lot easier to drive, and Wyoming doesn't. Slip and slide all over this damn place.
Salt Lake City or Utah, because of Salt Lake City, I think deserves higher than I would have normally put it because it is a batshit insane place that just functions by its own rules. Easily the best series of Housewives. So I would give it a C.
Utah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so he's agreeing with me there.
Yeah, just making sure. I'm sorry. I'm just verifying. Don't worry.
No.
While we're here, and the chat had gone through too, the Lou was asking about Wisconsin. Wisconsin should go to F2 because of the Green Bay Packers. And of course, Wisconsin sucks. And and this is the thing. Cheese is great. I agree with you. But here's the thing, Tim. First off, cheese is great everywhere. California cheese is probably the shit out of Wisconsin cheeses. But here's the thing. I made a joke about you having an attitude, right? A California person. I made a joke about Andy having a thing for Texas. New York, obviously, attitude problems left and right. Here's what I'll say about those three attitude problems. Justified to some regard. You have a reason to think you're better than other states.
An S tier is going to have that, yeah.
As an Illinois person, the Wisconsin people have a fucking attitude. Like anyone gives a shit about Wisconsin. Get the fuck out of here, Wisconsin. You're an F tier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to disagree. Wisconsin's got all the cheese. If it wasn't for them, we would never.
Nick, we just talked about this, and I refuted that point. For that, it is definitely an F tier, and your vote is not counted. The jury passes. Thank you.
I apologize. I was sending Tim a clip from Silicon Valley's first season with the Florida reference because I'm not fucking wrong. That was the thing I was laughing at.
What did you say? Florida?
Flo Rida does a song, and then the guy who's like the head of the tech company, he's like, "Thank you, Florida."
Jameson S says, "Lowell, Wisconsin
Genius.
People have an attitude." Yes, you do. And I know by the way you're asking that question, you're a Wisconsin person. You do. Adam Love in the live chat says it's a fair F. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for understanding Wisconsin. All right. You're all very cute. Enjoy your cheese heads and your stupid football team. Get out of my face.
You know what, Greg? Next time we have a Super Bowl party together and you go in for some of that fucking melted cheese that Kevin creates.
From California, yeah.
I'm going to slap your fucking
cheese from California,
away.
The happy cows from
California. You don't know what came. You ever say?
I think Kevin Coelho is not going to support his home state of California.
Kevin Coelho is.
I think that might be a type of plastic we're ingesting.
The California cheese?
No, that like the gooey cheese we buy out of the can. It's good.
Oh, who cares? It tastes
good. The one
good.
that you guys got in a giant bag that one time.
Yeah. If it comes in a
here's
bag,
what I'll do.
It can't be bad.
I'm gonna throw you the next one. All right, Arizona. Sure. We spent time there for the Royal Rumble, right? We spent time there for a kind of funny meet and greet. Where do you think Arizona should go?
I'd like to put Arizona A or B. I would think. I don't think it's S tier, but I've been to Arizona a lot. I have family that lives out there. It's very dry. That's fun. And it's got a great Portillo's. Does it not?
It's very dry. That's fun.
It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat.
Dry heat. Not high heat. Because I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you this right now.
Me.
What do you mean it's too flat? It's great. You can. They got red rocks. You can climb. They have cacti. All sorts of cool, like alien-looking shrubbery.
C, maybe D.
No, it's A.
Wow.
Arizona's incredible.
C.
No, it's too hot.
C.
Any place that's 115 degrees and above.
Listen,
go fuck itself.
Kevin, there are a lot of scientists that say in about 10 years, parts of Arizona will not be habitable. Put that aside. Again, great Portillo's. You like milkshakes. Scottsdale's great.
Yeah,
Phoenix
but
is cool.
You know where else I can get a Portillo's milkshake? The great state of California. So
yeah, it's hot down there though.
That's true. We got it.
Yeah, but the one in Buena Park, that it gets hot down there too. It gets to be about 105 down there. You sweat through your jeans.
But then there's other things to do.
Wait, hold on. Did I say 105 is the temperature that like game over? No.
Hey, I'm gonna put it to the poll because we're disagreeing. Tim and Kevin, you're proposing what for Arizona?
With this list, I'm going C.
And
it belongs
Nick,
with
you're saying
Utah
B?
I would say B. You're out of your
I'm with you. I'm going to put out a poll here. If you're watching live, we're putting it into the straw chat right now, or straw poll into the chat. There you go. We need your votes here for what you think of Arizona, a B or a C state, while we wait for those election votes to come in here on election night in America.
I'd like to throw out Georgia. We've spent now again. You want to talk about a state that's polarizing, right? Georgia is the definition of a hot mess. In every shape of that continent. It's very hot, but it's also a mess. Now, what I mean by this is when we went there, I've been to Georgia once, and I had the best G-darn tater tot nachos that I've ever had in my life, and I've never stopped thinking about that.
What was that place? What was it called?
Vornado. Right?
Yes.
Or is that what
Vortex.
Vortex. Vornado's with the fans that you buy at Costco.
Yeah.
Vortex. And let me tell you, man, those things that's a food item that changed me to the core of me. So for that, I got to put it above Wyoming. I'd put Georgia B tier.
I'm with you, Nick Scarpino.
B tier.
They got Atlanta. Atlanta has a lot of good things going for it.
They got the Coca-Cola Museum there. Come on, that was fun. I got to hug a fake polar bear and not get kicked out of the Coca-Cola Museum.
I'm calling it right now in a very tight vote. Arizona is going to the B tier by 1 vote. Remember, you might say the democracy is broken. My vote doesn't count. It does here if you would just vote when I put them in the chat. So that's
now,
gotta go.
I want to bring up a state.
We're not done with Georgia. We have 2 votes right now for you guys. For Georgia being B tier is where it was. I apologize.
I'd like B tier, yeah.
Okay, Kevin, where are you with Georgia?
I have no opinions on Georgia. I mean,
Kevin is abstaining from Georgia.
We were in Georgia, and yeah, the food was fine. I think it's a fine state, so I would say C.
I could be. I might change my vote to C for one reason, and it's the reason that I'm an idiot, and I often think that Atlanta's in Florida.
No, it's in Georgia.
I know that, yeah, but like
you mean it's confusing? Florida and Georgia are confusing because they're so close together. That's fair, and that is a problem. I always want to credit with Georgia.
What I like about Georgia to Florida. Yes. So I don't know what that says, but Georgia doesn't stand out to me. So
it would be great if Georgia could move. It'd be great if they could just move that state up a little bit, like closer to Ohio, a little above Kentucky. That'd be great. But you're right, Tim. That does bring it down a couple points.
Andrew McClain
Georgia's moving to C tier.
I respect him.
Okay.
Now,
what do you want to throw out there, Nick? Sorry,
I want to talk about the first state to fucking legalize it. You know what I mean here? Like we're all smoking the tarantulas.
Colorado's a great state.
Here's the thing. It's a great state, but I do want to say Colorado is the only other place where it's like, man, the people talk about Colorado, Denver, like it's San Francisco, and they're like, it's the greatest state ever.
Oh, they're smelling it.
Yeah, but that's Grandma, chill out. It's not that great a state.
A lot of people from San Francisco went to Colorado. We actually did export a lot of assholes over to Colorado, and for that we apologize.
We did the same thing to Austin. Suck it.
And to Portland. But man, I mean, these guys started a revolution, right? Thank God I can smoke tarantulas all day long now because Colorado had the balls to get out there and legalize marijuana. And I'll say that belongs, if nothing else, I would say A tier.
I don't agree that it's an A tier, but I think it belongs next to Washington and Alaska. So there we go.
Tim, why don't you pick one? What do you want to talk about? Where do you want to put some people?
Let's see.
Tim, I want to know your thoughts on Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. I mean, I don't have it. I just don't have it.
Exactly.
So it's like,
Virginia, fucking do something with your
honestly,
life.
I'm looking at this list and I'm like, the only one that I have. So Pennsylvania, I just want to say I do not like. One of the worst places I've ever been was my trip to Philadelphia. So that would be real low for me. But I'm not going to give like Pennsylvania because of Philly. I don't think I can go F because there are things about it. There's Philly cheesesteaks and I love those.
They were great.
But yeah, so like Pennsylvania, I'll give the. I mean, a B. It belongs with Arizona.
B.
It belongs with Missouri. It belongs with Arizona.
No way. I've been to Pennsylvania too. I enjoyed the Philly cheesesteaks and hanging out or whatever, but like that puts it into the C thing we were talking about of like, all right, you're Illinois, you got some pizza we like. All right, you're Wyoming or Georgia, you got the one thing, you got the Vortex.
If you're,
put it in C then.
I was saying Illinois goes B, but
I'll say this: if your big claim to fame is something that clogs people's arteries, you're not ranking too high on my list. You know, C.
Blasphemy.
Give him a C.
The opposite.
Kevin, where are you on it?
I would put it C.
There we go. The C's have it. Pennsylvania joins.
I had the option to go and visit with Tim, and I was like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, you don't need to go there. You're fine. I understand.
Can I throw out a state that I would say is probably the most mysterious of all states?
I'd love it. Yes, please.
Maine.
Oh,
never been.
Shit,
so far.
You're so right.
Far up there,
you guys. It's too
mysterious.
Let me start with
lobsters.
I believe all of the a bunch of Stephen King's books are in Maine, right?
It's mysterious. It's
no, fuck that noise. I don't want to be in that. Also,
vampires,
ticks.
Kevin.
They're full of ticks. Just full of ticks.
Oof. Yeah, but you can't have vampires without ticks. They go hand in hand.
That's true. They're all bloodsuckers.
They're all bloodsuckers.
They got a funny accent too.
The ticks or the vampires?
The vampires, the main people.
What do they sound like, Greg? What do they sound like?
They got that like JFK accent. Lobster.
Hey there. Oh, dear chowder. Let's all go back to my house. I'm with everybody here. Of like, I've never been to fucking Maine that I can recall, but I know lobster's great, and it's exactly. It seems peaceful. Cool.
It seems relaxing. Sounds like an A tier to me.
No way. Yes. No.
Me and Nick say, hey, what do you say, Tim? What do you say?
No, it's C. Just because it's not offensive to us. Like, no one fucking cares about Maine. No one's giving.
Kevin, what do you think? What do you think?
Tim, it's in the name. Maine.
I think I would put Maine in D. But yeah.
I really just hate that Montana.
Do not sully our A tier. Our A tier has there's credibility there right now.
But Nick Sully, it's mysterious. We don't know shit about it. I like that.
I honestly feel like the only ones that are even up for debate to be A tier or above, or A tier, not even above, just A tier at this point would be Oregon, New Jersey, and There was one more that I had.
For sure, New Jersey is not A tier.
New Jersey, here,
and Nevada,
New Jersey.
I just want to say, Jersey. I don't like. There's nothing about it I really like, but everybody knows about it. Everyone has stories. It's similar to Florida.
Because of the Jersey Shore, because of that horrible thing that got put out.
No, we know about it from Kevin Smith movies, number one. And number two about New Jersey is here's what you want to know about New Jersey, all right? New Jersey has had a smear campaign run on it for our entire lifetimes by what? New York. Again, this fucking attitude they have. They have to talk shit about everybody around them all the time. I went to New Jersey expecting it to be urban sprawl, a New York Junior, whatever. It's great. They got great neighborhoods. Princeton. They got good food. I had a great time. There were great families. I went and hung out at the, all the different Kevin Smith stops. So no, New Jersey, a great state, if you ask me. New Jersey, a great state. And you're saying that's a possible A for you, Tim?
No. I'm just saying that it's like those are the three states that are in conversation for me that like they have any consequence. Like, because if I was making this list, those would fit somewhere, and then the rest of the states are just below.
I would say put New Jersey into B.
I'm down for that.
It's a nice state with nice people.
Throw it in B. That's a happy compromise.
Again, they're the ones who they've been just beaten down by New York for so long. They don't see their own worth, and I feel bad for them.
I see it as a different perspective, which is why I would rank them lower if you'd let me. Chip on the shoulder that they're the other state that starts with new, and they're not New York. They're New Jersey.
Real quick, I'm sorry, time out. You said they're the other state that starts with new.
Yeah.
Would you care about the other two states? I mean, there's 4 total states that start with new.
Clearly, no. These two are in a different league.
No, I don't care about that. Is there New Delaware? Which one are we on? New Hampshire. That's the one I was forgetting. Fuck, you know what? New Hampshire F. You know why? I don't even remember you fucking exist, New Hampshire. New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut. Throw them down on D.
Can we throw?
See, I think they go. I thought, Too? Sorry, what was that, Kevin?
I wanted to throw Delaware in there.
No, Delaware's got to rank higher because that's where everyone's incorporated. That's where everyone goes to hide their money.
Delaware,
that's a good blue collar C state.
They were the first state.
What was that? Sorry about being the first state.
They had the first quarter
in Mexico
when they did those dope quarters.
No, but I do remember the quarters. I just don't
remember the state quarters.
Yeah, I remember the state quarters. I don't remember who the first one was. I'm saying sorry.
What's the first state?
Susan B. Anthony.
Well, I mean, they're trying to put it over. They got to make somebody fucking care about Delaware.
There was no first state, right?
Kevin, when they were like, we're making states, they said a name first. All right. It's like when you have twins, they have the same birthday. One of them came out first.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but it's different though, because it was like they
were like, all right, what are the first states? And all the founding fathers just yelled out names like, all right, these are all of them.
Everybody named
there was a state that got signed on first or whatever. I don't fucking know how you make a state.
Virginia or Pennsylvania.
Anyways. All right, so Delaware, you want to put as a C?
Nick listens. We're talking about it being Delaware.
Was Delaware the first state?
No, I don't think there was a first state.
Yeah, that was the first one that got shouted out by Ben
McMahon. Kevin, I'm just saying it was probably those assholes from Pennsylvania that thought they were the first.
Guys,
eat it.
We're letting Delaware tear us apart, and I'm not about it. All right, it's a C state. It's a blue collar state. It got its job done. We all funnel money through it. That's great. Now we want to go and like really knock out some other ones we were talking about, right? New Hampshire, we know nothing about. Again, if we know nothing about it, I think it's just a D state.
Yeah,
where there's like nothing redeeming. Like F states are reserved for the ones that have real problems, like Kansas and Wisconsin.
Delaware was the first state. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's okay.
I told you, I collected every single one of those quarters.
Damn.
In order.
Damn. Can we have a real hard conversation about how
in order? So you threw out you're like, oh, I can't get Hawaii yet.
I think he means the order they came out.
They came out in order of when they became states. Yeah. That's the only reason I would ever know that Delaware's the first state.
Can we please talk about, finally, I'm tired of not talking about serious fucking issues on this podcast, so I'd like to segue over to now a very serious issue. Can we talk about how fucking confusing DC is? What is it? Is it a state? Is it a district?
Why is it called Washington? And why is there another Washington?
What's happening with it?
It's definitely not a state.
Correct.
Why is it on my state map? Why is it on my state map? Is it Maryland?
It's the capital.
Is it part of Maryland?
Yeah, it's the capital. No, it's its own district.
Okay, it needs to get out of here. Can we put that in E?
Well, no, because it's not a state. We're ranking the states. It's not a state.
Then you know what? Maryland, it's in Maryland, so Maryland has to go F because it's confusing to me that this whole thing happens here.
Again, I like petty feuds with states. I'll do it.
Throw it in there.
Fucking do it, dude.
I hung out. I did a summer
for a place called Maryland, it's not very fun. It doesn't seem like a very fun place.
I mean, it's a different spelling of Mary, but no big deal.
Tis the season.
So you want to shove a bunch of other ones that we don't know anything about, right?
Yeah, North Carolina, nothing about that. South Carolina, the only thing I know about South Carolina is that it's south of North Carolina.
North Carolina, Michael Jordan, and it's where Michael Jordan wore all his blue. So
yeah,
throw that at B.
I'd say C. I would say C.
What?
You're spitballing here, Kat. We're just spitballing.
One of Poe's friends that was one of his groomsmen lives in North Carolina or South Carolina, and I don't know anything about it either, so I don't care. Whatever. So C for North Carolina.
I think
fine.
C. Yeah, because they have some things I know about them that are positive.
South Carolina has the Gamecocks. I know. You know what I mean? We were talking about
Cock's
football
a fun
teams.
word to say. Throw them at C.
Okay.
That's fine.
Appreciate that. All right.
Have we talked about Massachusetts yet?
No, when we have all spent time there with Boston and such.
We have. And they
the
call
spirit
them,
of Massachusetts is the spirit of America, don't forget.
Do they refer to people that are mean from Massachusetts as massholes?
They do refer
That's
to
a
them
great.
as
That's a great fucking get. That's
Pretty
a great insult. That's got to go at B, I would say.
Wow.
I mean, if you're going to talk about New Jersey and Massachusetts, it's got to go.
It's there. Look, Nick, here's the thing. Me and you almost froze to death in Boston. We're both still trying to put it at B. I think that says something.
Because
it got the sauce.
That's fair.
We almost died, and Boston made us realize how important life is.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to you, Boston.
It also made us realize maybe we should look at a weather report before we go to a place that has snow. Maybe just once.
Maybe.
Michigan, I would say, is either I know things about Michigan, but I don't like Michigan because they're just trying to be they're everything you don't like, everything that Illinois is just Michigan's less than that.
Can I throw out that RoboCop was in Michigan?
Yeah,
I mean, sure. Detroit's there,
yeah. And Detroit's like Motor City,
right?
I thought that was Idaho.
No, I think it's Michigan.
Is it Michigan? That's a cool name. So. How do you spell that?
Detroit freaks me out.
No idea.
The Motor City.
Motor City.
They're not making cars anymore.
If I called you the Motor City, wouldn't that be a dope ass nickname for you?
Yeah. I feel like Detroit has something to hide because I feel like there's a lot of cool things about it. And then whenever I hear something, I'm like, that sounds scary. I don't like it.
Sure.
Well, Detroit's had some ups and downs over the years. They've had their fair share of ups and downs for sure. They're trying to bounce back. So we don't need to go too hard
on them. Yeah. But I think they're a D state.
I mean, and that's the problem is I feel like Detroit would deserve a shout out. Michigan, not so much.
Exactly.
And it's like the fact that they're tied. It's like
I went there too for that Kellogg's thing. And, whatever. I was just in a city, and then they drove me to the wrong airport. So yeah, I think that's got to count for something. That's why they go to D. They go to D for that. Yeah. Okay. Man, we're making good progress here, guys. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Now, a couple other things I want to bring up.
Idaho, D. We don't give a shit, right?
Yeah. Fuck Idaho. The only reason I like Idaho is because at one point, do you guys remember those potato chips that were like Pringles, but they were thicker? They were like potato chips. I think they were Idaho potato chips or something like that.
Sure.
I might be wrong, but fuck it. Who cares?
Nebraska, I would toss into a C thing as well.
What do you want me to
The University of Nebraska, iconic.
I don't even know. Okay.
Corn, iconic. I almost died there, and a stranger took me in and saved my life. Iconic.
I mean, yeah, whatever. That's fine. It's not high enough to bother me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, does it bother anyone else that there's a place that's landlocked called Rhode Island?
Rhode Island shouldn't be a state.
Wait, hold on. It's not landlocked.
On my map, it's landlocked. Well, it's got one of the sides. Maybe you're right. One of the sides has
it's got like the other state comes around it, right?
Yeah, but it's not an island. That's all I'm saying.
Real quick in the chat, Anthony Corbett, who's been wrong before on this. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's all right. Anthony, you're fine. I apologize. Joel Merton said, "Greg, the BFs took care of you in Michigan. The kind of funny best friends take care of me no matter where they are.
Yeah.
All right. I had a great time in Florida. Remember when we did the Florida thing? And I was trying to get Florida way lower on this thing than it was. If you're listening to this and you are actively angry at our very unscientific polling, again, just turn the episode off. Come back next week. Andy will be here to tell you about how he poked himself in the eye. It'll be fine.
So if you look at Rhode Island,
it's got a lot of islands.
Is that why they call it Rhode Island? But what about this main bulk of it that's just called Rhode Island? That's also, clearly not an island.
When there's an
I don't like any state that lies to me, is all I'm going to say, right? North Carolina is north of South Carolina. That is an honest state. Rhode Island coming out here like it's fucking Hawaii because Rhode Island's trying to get us all the data. And we're like, no, we already are with Hawaii. We've talked about this before. And we're very excited about being with Hawaii. Hawaii is going to dump us for someone taller. We know it.
There's just too many states over there.
What is that? What is this mess of states that is Rhode Island? What are these little islands? Can you canoe to them?
North Dakota, South Dakota.
Are there ticks on these islands?
Yeah.
Ticks.
D.
North Dakota, South Dakota. What are you trying to be? North Carolina and South Carolina? Get the fuck out of here.
It's that one thing where I remember all we know about them is the Mount Rushmore's over there.
That's pretty cool though. Not as big as you think it is though. You look at it, you think it's a whole mountain. It's like only 2
I didn't know that.
stars.
I didn't know that about that at all. Okay, interesting. Ohio, of course, Barrett Courtney, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland Rocks.
D.
Fair enough.
Now, I met Shaun White one time in Utah, so that ranks pretty fucking high for me.
I think we already did Utah.
We already ranked Utah, yeah.
Yeah.
Utah's already
ranked Utah when I was too busy not paying attention.
You're not paying attention. That's not our fault.
You pieces of shit. Which one was the first state, Tim?
Delaware.
There you go. You
trying to get it. Tim's God damn it, Nick. Indiana. That's another one of just like D.
Erie, Indiana was a show.
Yeah,
Erie,
Notre Dame's
Indiana
there.
Jones.
But again, here's the thing. Again, I think Illinois is a C tier state, and you have now we're talking about the states that surround Illinois, and their only like claim to fame is we're trying to be Illinois.
Yeah, D.
West Virginia, Fallout 76, and of course, Justin McElroy.
They got that song.
Like, can you imagine the people of West Virginia? They got together and we're like, look, we have enough people to incorporate and become our own state. What do we want to call it? Oh, just the west part of Virginia.
Which is annoying, Kevin, because you're looking at it on the map. Is it west or is it north? There's a debate to be had. It should be North Virginia.
That's a great.
It should be fucking North Virginia.
I'd say F.
No.
I don't respect.
I put it at D.
States like they do that.
Yeah.
Anna Sales from West Virginia. Again, I can't. I gotta go at least D on that. I can't give you that.
No, here's the thing.
You don't hate it for a good reason.
Listen to me.
It's a good reason.
Yeah, they were like, oh hey, everyone else does north and south. What if we're the only
we're gonna be
state
special
that's gonna do west? You know that's why they picked it.
They did. They were totally their Tim Geddes was like, dude, that's a great idea.
I love that he always does the gorilla hands. Let me see the gorilla hands.
Dude. I know it's a Tim's thing.
I'm with the D. I'm with
West Virginia D?
Yeah.
Okay. What about real Virginia?
Hold on, I'm looking through these lists. We still haven't talked about Oregon. I think that's the only one that could rise up.
What about Nevada? Las Vegas?
Oh, and Nevada. Those two. Yeah.
See, I think Nevada's A tier.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with that.
I also think Oregon is A tier.
I think so too.
I agree.
Now Nevada's another one. Like Nevada, Texas, Florida, Louisiana. These are all the states where you're like, these are the polarizing states for me because they're fucking insane. Louisiana, have you ever been to Louisiana?
Louisiana deserves A.
Yeah,
it's so sticky. It's so sticky.
New Orleans.
They got New Orleans, man. Like that's huge.
They
that's
gave us Mardi Gras. They gave us Fat Tuesday. They gave us all these amazing. They gave us beignets. First time I had a beignet, I was like, where have I been?
They gave us Craig Barrett.
They put it in C. Demote that state immediately.
Kentucky, of course, bourbon.
Yeah, Kentucky's a weird one. I don't want to give it a little above the really sturdy one, so I'll go C.
Okay. I'll put it at C because I've been drunk a lot on bourbon, and if it wasn't for Kentucky, I don't know that I would have had that many good times.
I mean, Kentucky Fried Chicken too.
Fuck yeah, you're preaching the gospel.
I mean,
Mississippi.
Now, here I will say this. This might sound stupid, but it's a hard state to spell.
Yeah,
but because there's a lot of onomatopoeia in it, it makes it an easier state to spell.
That's not an onomatopoeia.
Because there's a lot of I don't even know what the
there's
right
a little
term is.
like you remember in school.
MISSISSIPBI. I learned that when I was a kid, and it's like the hardest state to spell, but I can spell it easily.
Yeah,
that's close.
Yeah, it deserves some credit for that. Like, I don't know.
Plus, they're always talking about west of the Mississippi. That's a cool.
That's
term.
the river, though. We're talking about the river there.
Yeah, but you don't get the river without the state.
Yeah, it's
you don't know that.
They don't call it the fucking Arkansas, Louisiana River. They call it the
I would just say
Mississippi
D. It's a state we know nothing about.
I'm sorry,
not spell it.
I failed you.
That's fair.
I go C.
I say D.
I also have to push for C.
Nick?
I'll say C. I'm fine with C.
The C's have it. Okay. It's Indiana. Didn't I already talk shit about Indiana? Why are you still fucking here?
I think why
I just didn't delete it off there. Get the fuck to D where you belong.
What about
Get out of
I thought we put Maine highly, or did we not rank
We
that?
argued about it, and then we never really
Let's put Maine at B. For having an air of mystery.
No, screw Maine.
Maine is so low, man. Maine is one of those states that if you ask normal people to name all the states, that's going to be one that they're probably going to have the toughest time remembering.
That's Vermont. That is fucking Vermont right there. What you just said was a Vermont ass thing to say.
I think
I had a lovely Christmas in Vermont a couple years ago. Even got snowed in at the airport, and so we had to go stay in downtown, whatever the big city in Vermont was. And let me tell you, it was nice.
You can't even remember the big city's name.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying this is why it's got to be A tier or whatever. I'm just saying let's not. I won't let Vermont just be kicked to the curb into the D's. We don't know anything about it. Vermont's a nice enough blue collar place. I put a C.
Greg thought he was in Vermont the whole time. It was New Hampshire. He had no fucking idea, Kevin. He doesn't know where the fuck he's at. He's drunk half the time.
We were very drunk on that trip.
I feel like New Hampshire, Vermont, same place, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Rhode Island, Connecticut, same place. I'll put D. Yeah.
I can't even, like you're saying, I can't remember what the fucking town I was in. Burlington. That's right. Thank you, Tris Donor Marie in the chat. That was good. Yeah. Okay, so now Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama's a rough one, man. It's real rough.
Their reputation ain't great.
It ain't great, and like you know them, but it's like, what
you like them?
Is there anything we like about them except the Roll Tide? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't really like that even as an SEC football fan. Roll Tide for the University of Alabama. Got too much Bama in me. Remember that was a great 30 for 30.
You know what? There's a lot of stuff about Alabama that like I at least know what it is, so I'm gonna go C.
Now I will say this as a last ditch effort to rank Alabama slightly higher.
Then
Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman did a movie called Crimson Tide, and the ship was called the Alabama.
Also,
and that was cool. That was fucking cool.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes, starring Reese Witherspoon.
Great movie.
Terrible movie. Not a good
movie. But if you got a song named after you,
household, though, yeah, it's true.
So what are you saying? That you wanted to?
I'm C.
I don't think we know anymore.
I'm C.
I would go D.
Alabama?
I have no idea.
Nick, you got to vote.
I'll go D. I'll go D for Alabama.
Evan, you're the deciding vote. C or D?
For Alabama?
I guess you're not. You could tie it or you could drive it home.
Yeah. D.
D? Okay, thank you. Hold on, let me do a thinking yawn.
Now, if you're gonna talk about Alabama, we got to talk about Arkansas.
Right, Arkansas.
And I feel like Arkansas is just too hard to say. Is it Arkansas? Is it Arkansas? Is it Arkansas?
Never know. It's a D if I ever heard it.
You know, Clinton's from Arkansas, Little Rock, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad, depending on your political leaning.
After my tenure, obviously, like I'm just a alumni at this point, but like with Kansas being too cowardly to play us most of the time, Arkansas is our new rival. So I'm definitely down to put them low. Don't worry about that.
D
it is.
D.
Connecticut.
I'm oddly interested in Connecticut.
Interested in Connecticut. Oh, I like that.
It just seems like a totally different planet from everything you hear about it. Like there's some rich ass motherfuckers there. Yeah. And I'm like, they got money on a whole other level and no one talks about it.
They got WWE. Don't forget Stanford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Connecticut's always where Connecticut where all the rich people from New York buy homes.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is interesting enough to me because I think it gives them a secret, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd give them a C.
Okay.
What was the other mysterious one we wanted? Wasn't Maine's mysterious? So if you'll agree to Maine being C.
No, it's different types of mysterious, though. There's mysterious that I'm like, I want to know more about. And then there's mysterious that I'm like, no, I'm never going to remember that Maine's a state.
I'm fine with, I mean, I have no feelings for Connecticut except ESPN, WWE, whatever. That's all I know.
I just want to say Connecticut has way too many fucking C's. Way too
That's
many.
sure.
They hide them in there. They hide them in there.
That's honestly, Kevin, I'm glad you brought that up. I wasn't going to say anything because I don't want the Reddit thread, but Connecticut why do we even pronounce it that way? Shouldn't it be Connecticut? What the hell's going on with how the spelling of this?
Real quick in the live chat, Joshy G is trying to start a revolt. He's like, "Why?" This is in all caps. Why are there so few F-tier states? And then Melissa Hagler, usually a good listener, says, "Very good point, Joshy G. I will remind everybody, the D's are for the states we don't know much about and can't think of anything to justify them. The F's are for states we actively dislike, that we have blood feuds with: Kansas, Wisconsin, Maryland.
Yeah,
Maryland surprised me too. Maryland surprised me too. But it's there, and so like I just want you to know that's why it is. Happy to stop the show to remind you what the rules are, but those are the rules, okay? So let's get Maine off the table. I'm sick of talking about Maine. Tim, where do you want Maine?
Maine is D, man.
Nick, where do you want Maine?
Honestly, I would say it'd be fitting if we don't even put Maine on the list because we forgot about it.
No, I have not forgotten. How dare you,
it's
sir?
A great burn.
I've thought about Maine every day since we started this topic. I think I would fight for Maine to be C, but I have to pee. So if we have to put it at D, I'm fine with that.
Fine, it'll go to D because you're not going to win. Kevin hates it too. And I was going to change my vote based on that amazing burn by the one and only Tim Geddes. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
New Mexico.
Beautiful state.
Good food.
Oh my god!
Real good
I know
food
New Mexico for me is like literally the trademark of a D state. Of just like I know Roswell, New Mexico, and then I'm Arizona. Show me a photo of Arizona and show me a photo of New Mexico. I don't know shit about you.
Yeah, but
Santa Fe is a city I've never thought twice about. I apologize to everybody in Santa Fe. We had a restaurant in Glen Ellen called Santa Fe. It might still be there. I don't know.
The Sandias Mountains is absolutely beautiful, and I spent like maybe 4 days camping there, and it's
Throw out a
8,000
ranking,
feet
Kev.
elevation. Huh?
Throw out a ranking, Kev.
Oh, I'd put it a C, maybe even a B.
I think New Mexico has to be in the same tier as Arizona, so B here.
There it is.
I respect that.
Oklahoma.
Oof, great song.
They got a musical.
Boomer
Great
Sooners,
musical.
Carrie Underwood. A lot of good things coming out of Oklahoma, sure.
I don't mind Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a place that
but
I
it's
would
a
go
D.
to.
It doesn't mean anything to us.
C or D. Kevin's
I go
not wrong.
C. I go C.
I'll go see.
Now we're just being nice.
No,
We are.
because Oklahoma is a state you're not going to forget.
Yeah. Oklahoma has panache. That's a state that says, I'm here. And you're like, oh,
I'm
shit,
here.
Oklahoma just came to the party. Did you fucking see
Oh,
Oklahoma over
They're
there?
here.
Like, you might not be happy about it, but you're like, oh my God,
Could
this is
we-
going to be,
could
we
we
got
do
some
Rhode
I think
great-
it would more
Island?
be like, oh, Oklahoma's here.
Yeah. But that's that bad? It's not a bad thing.
No.
That's a very C reaction.
I've
to
never
something.
met someone from Oklahoma that wasn't really racist, but that's my own personal experience.
I've never met anyone from Oklahoma, period. So
Wow.
I went there and visited Poe once. I find it completely unremarkable and flat. So I mean, I can tell you about Carrie Underwood. I can tell you Boomer Sooners. JR, of course, Jim Ross always representing them. I'm not gonna fight against it being a C. For me, it would be a D. But C's have it. Is that where we want to go?
I'd put it a D.
put it the D.
All right.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I just thought it'd be funny to say Oklahoma.
Sure. Tennessee.
It's the only
Tennessee.
10 I see. That's really all I know about it.
Hey.
It didn't even spell it that way though.
Nashville. They got
I
Nashville,
was gonna say
Tennessee, which of
Tennessee.
course gave us the TV show.
yeah,
now.
yeah, you're right.
That should be C.
This is
See,
one.
Oh, no, you know what?
I think you go B on that one.
Here's what
I think you go higher.
I honestly, I loved Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm only. Here's the thing: I only know Nashville, so if that is what's going to shoot it in the foot of where it should go, whatever. Nashville is an amazing city. So much great live music, so much great culture, so much great food, great cocktail spots. I would go personally based on that and the fact that none of this matters and we're just having fun. I would have said A, but if I can get it to a B, I'll take a B.
I'm with A. I think Nashville is having a moment, and I feel it's earned that damn moment. And I feel like when we're looking at A, we're rewarding A for their moments, right?
Moments,
We're not talking about Nevada as a whole. We're talking about Vegas. We're not talking about Oregon as a whole. We're talking about Portland. We're not talking about, you get what I'm saying here.
No,
Louisiana. We're talking about New Orleans. We are talking about Nashville, baby. We are talking,
When it comes to Florida, though, we did rank Florida. We are talking about Florida, just the whole state.
But
And I
that's
love
an
that we
F.
put that right underneath New York.
Uh-huh.
We're insane.
Yeah, Florida fucks though. You know what I mean?
Florida fucks,
Yeah.
man.
They
Florida
eat
also will
the
give you a
alligators.
disease,
They eat
but
the
they fuck.
alligators. Yeah.
And the alligators eat them. It's a circle of life.
It is.
It is. You're right.
What do we got left, Greg?
So wait, Tennessee, we're putting into A. We're fine with that.
Throw an A, sure. You loved. Everyone seems to love Tennessee.
Virginia is next. They have ham, and they're next to Washington
It's a
D.C.
D. It's
D.
a hard D.
D.
Fucking throw. Yeah, get that.
Rhode
D
Island.
Get out of here.
D.
Again, not an island.
Look, my thing with Rhode Island and Greg, I love the logic you've had. I would argue for an F just because it pisses me off. I just feel like there are so
Enough?
many little things going on over there
What's
that I'm like,
happening in Rhode
y'all are
Island?
doing too much. And is it an island? Why is island a state? Like all that stuff, it bothers me.
I would.
So
I
go
would
F.
actually be willing to start beef with Rhode Island with Tim right now. If we
Yes,
wanted to.
thank you, Nick. Thank
Yeah.
you. Finally,
I
someone
got your
stands
back.
up.
I got your back because
Okay, so you guys hate it,
mean-
and it's going to F. Rhode Island goes to F.
I think West
Kevin?
Virginia should still go to F. I just
just
want to put
because
that out
of the
there.
audacity.
I mean, just such bullshit. Why are you calling West?
Kevin,
just
I'll throw
figure
you a
out
bone.
name.
I'll do it. I'll toss
I'll
it
do
over
it.
there.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
with
Hey,
you,
West
Kev.
Virginia. Then everybody has a
Fuck
beef
West
with some
Virginia.
state. Me with multiple, but it's
Perfect.
fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have to close this out. It's speed ranking time. All right. We'll start at the bottom, go to the top, or do you want to go?
Oh
Honestly, I
wow,
think-
we are ranking them. Okay, I like that.
Honestly, Greg, I think the ranking as it looks right now looks pretty
So
okay
for
to
S
me.
tier, you have California at #1, which is the only one.
The
we've
only
won.
thing.
Then we have New York, Florida, Hawaii, Texas.
For
I think
Hawaii should
New
probably
York,
be above
come on.
Florida.
Hawaii should be above Florida, but Florida
Should be above
yeah,
Texas.
actually no, yeah.
Yeah.
Hawaii,
Just-
again,
Hawaii and Florida flipping.
I think Hawaii should go above New York. It should be California, Hawaii. Again, hear me out. Every other state wants to go to Hawaii. I feel like we all, as kids, maybe I'm talking as a Midwest kid, we all had a piece of volcanic rock. Somebody brought you back from Hawaii. Everybody goes to Hawaii and comes back and say they have a great time. You go
No.
to New York, maybe you stepped on a syringe, maybe you got stabbed. Nick Scarpino.
Now, I've never been to Hawaii, and Hawaii has never invited me.
You're invited
That's
to
all
Hawaii
I'll
the
say.
time. I've never been to Hawaii either. I just think it's awesome.
I mean,
Hawaii
but
has
you-
a lot of issues.
I've been to New York 5 times. This is one of the greatest cities in the planet. I think it's great.
Again, we're talking about
Here-
state.
Also,
here-
if you live in New York, you can get to London in like 5 hours.
Wait, hold on. So I think an important thing to remember is if you break your iPhone in Hawaii,
Mhm.
you are fucked. You're not gonna
You're
get.
fucked.
Yeah,
They don't
like
have
you
Apple
just
stores
they,
there.
they I don't know if they have a Best Buy. Like it's just we have to remember that's a problem. And in New York,
York-
guess what? You go to B&H, you have a good fucking time. That's what's gonna happen.
They're gonna sell you a fucking C300.
So then you guys wanted New York, California 1, New York 2, Hawaii 3, Florida 4,
yeah.
Texas
and here's why I like this, because all of our friends from Texas, including Andy, is gonna be so pissed off that we put Florida 1 above it. And it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's good.
So might get it.
You know what? They should have been cooler. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Florida's just on there because they got a big old state. You know.
When you go to A, you have Washington, Alaska, Colorado, Nevada, Oregon, Louisiana, Tennessee.
I'm fine with that ranking.
Now it's for me. It's like I look at it like, where would I rather go? I'd like to put Colorado above Alaska.
I think Oregon, Nevada, and then I don't care about after that. And then Washington, I guess.
Yeah, it's rough. I feel like Oregon and Washington need to be next to each other, as do Alaska and Colorado, and those are choices each.
I want Colorado above Alaska.
I'm okay with that.
And that would get Washington next
Gives
to
you
Colorado,
more options.
which is what you wanted?
Alaska has the issues of the day-night cycle stuff.
Yeah. That's a problem because I like to sleep.
I think Oregon should be higher than Colorado.
Portland's fun, Kevin. Really good food.
Well, that really actually moving Oregon higher solves Tim's problem.
Portland also has a vegan strip club. Perfect. Think about that.
There you go.
There you go.
So now we need to decide Washington or Oregon. I'm kind of tied on that.
I'd say Washington.
I have way more fun in Oregon than I have in Washington.
Yeah, but you're missing the big picture here, Tim. The law finally comes for us. We're backed up against the border. We hop over that border. We're in Canada. They can never touch us. Non-extradition state.
That's exactly what it is. Number 6, Washington. Number 7, Oregon. Number 8, Colorado. Number 9, Alaska. Number 10, Nevada. Number 11, Louisiana. Number 12, Tennessee. Now we're into the B's: Missouri, Minnesota, Arizona, New Jersey, Massachusetts, New Mexico.
You know what? No, hold on. I'm looking at this. Alaska's way too high. Alaska should be at the bottom of the A tier.
No.
Yeah, man. Nevada. Think about it. Again, we just went through the whole cities and things. Like Alaska doesn't have a city.
Kevin, which one has penguins? Does Alaska have penguins?
I mean, I don't know.
I love that this is going to be the make or break argument for Alaska. If it does have penguins, it fucks. If it doesn't, fuck them.
Penguins are badass.
They must have some penguins.
I'll Google it.
They don't have the big penguins though.
No, the emperor penguins.
Yeah, those are from Antarctica, right?
Penguins.
Alaska.
I agree. Again, in places I'd want to go, Alaska's at the bottom of my list, so I'm fine with that.
There are no penguins. There are no penguins in Alaska. Are there polar bears? Polar bears.
Now we're on the B's. Missouri, Minnesota, Arizona, New Jersey, Massachusetts, New Mexico.
This is actually okay.
Oof.
I'm fine with it as is, I guess.
I
might move New Jersey up, but I think we're in the states we just don't care about.
I feel like I don't care.
I would say at least I would say Massachusetts put it at the top of the list because we all been to Boston.
No, I refuse.
Okay, fuck them then. Fuck them, man. Burn it all down. That's like pissing off.
Again, I named you 3 great cities in Missouri. We got Boston for Massachusetts.
If I was making the list, what we have on the left of the screen right now would be there, and then everything else would just be in just its own tier. There'll only be 2 tiers. I know.
We need to make sure we piss off all the best friends from all the rest of these states, just so they can continue to support us over on Patreon.
I mean, if you're from like Illinois, Nebraska, you know.
Yeah, they know.
Honestly, it's an honor for them to be in C.
It's Illinois, Utah, Wyoming, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Delaware, North Carolina, South Carolina, Nebraska, Kentucky, Mississippi, Connecticut. Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
Illinois is definitely at the top of this list.
Sure.
Because it has Chicago.
Sure.
Pennsylvania, I think, should be higher because it has Philadelphia.
All right. Do you want it to go? What about where's Salt Lake City in your argument?
I'll go Salt Lake City above Philly. So Illinois, Utah, Pennsylvania. Then Georgia.
Over Wyoming, got it.
You're supposed to pronounce the S at the end of Illinois.
No, you're not. Okay. The C's are getting color-coded and put in.
God, Nick, I need you to focus on your job, man.
D, Montana, New Hampshire. We don't give a shit, right?
Okay, let's just look at this. Are there any that we think are more or less D than the others?
Montana, New Hampshire, Michigan, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Ohio, Indiana, Vermont, Alabama, Arkansas, Maine, Oklahoma, or Virginia.
That's forwards.
What I would do is I'd say let's toss up Maine, give it its nod for being mysterious, like me and Nick like.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Maine's the sexiest of states. It's mysterious. We
That
don't
is
know what's
not
going to happen.
correct, but I appreciate.
We don't know what's going to happen in Maine.
No,
I would say
Hawaii
to give
is the
the
sexiest
shine
of
to
the
one Barrett Courtney. Let's give Ohio, put it under Maine, because these are all things we don't care about. They all know they're D tier states. Who cares?
Yeah.
It is fun to say Ohio.
Also, yeah. And then from there, who gives a shit? No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Indiana, Vermont, Alabama, Arkansas.
And here we go, guys. Now everything turns to mattering again. How are we ranking the F tier? What will be ranked as the bottom state?
I'll answer for it's Kansas.
It's Kansas, baby.
with a fucking bullet last state in the ranking.
I really
that
like
is the
the way
end for you.
I like
Then
the way
Josh
it's set up
G
right
just
now.
put Maryland at the bottom. I'll put Maryland one above Kansas to help you out there, Josh.
No. Keep West Virginia right there. Keep West Virginia right there.
Okay, yeah, you have that.
Yeah, you can move. You can switch Rhode Island and Maryland if you want.
No. I like this. We're in a good place. In Wisconsin, we at least know cheese. We don't necessarily. I've never had Wisconsin cheese. I don't know if it's good or bad or anything. I just know that's the thing about them. Maryland, don't know much about them at all. Rhode Island, West Virginia, I got beef just like Kevin. They need to rethink their names and the priorities. And Kansas, I just respect Greg Miller too much. That is fantastic. Fuck you, Kansas.
There it is.
I hate how much I hate Kansas because of Greg.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Kevin, don't scroll down.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God.
Do I even want to know what's going on?
What?
I'm going to sort alphabetically, and we're going to find out what state we've lost. We are a short one state here.
Hilarious.
I mean, how do you fucking sort?
God, I wish it would be Maine.
Tim, what do you have against
do
Maine?
this.
Why can't you just give me Maine?
Kevin, how do I go to that new tab, sheet 2, and do it while I get at the states?
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
So just can, and then we're gonna go.
States of America. There we go.
Cancel.
Okay. What are we missing here, Greg? I got the alphabetical list. No,
I need Kevin to tell me how to do that for Google Sheets.
Okay.
Because if he does that on number 2, you go to here. Oh, here. I got it. Okay. So, alphabet. You ready for me to read them off to you?
Yeah.
Or do you want to just compare and contrast? All right.
Alabama. Wait, why don't we just get another? Where's the alphabetical list that you had earlier?
Oh, just on Wikipedia.
Oh, I guess that's a good point, Kev. Good
and
call.
just copy and paste it.
Yep. It's gonna do that same shit it did before, where where it does. It's gonna put a couple of them together.
I'll show them to the kids.
You must have just missed when we were copying and pasting, Greg, because I'm pretty sure we're fucking really thorough on this list.
Dude,
and
this is like the
scientific.
most thorough list of states of all time.
I think if there's another podcast that would dare to do this and tell the truth about these states, then that people should support them on Patreon. Did we get Wyoming?
Looks like.
I can't wait for this.
Are you doing it or
on sheet 2? I am, Kevin.
Oh, on sheet 2.
I think Kevin was saying just copy and paste it right next to it.
I did on sheet 1, yeah.
That way we can A/B test with our own eyes.
I mean, you can if he goes to sheet 2.
Oh my God! Fine, we'll do it your way.
Oh, he went to sheet 2.
Oh, great. Do you see
there,
my problem?
It's
Iowa. Looks like we lost Iowa in this transition.
God. You know what? For that, put Iowa fucking second to dead last.
You got it, big guy.
I love that.
Because they had the audacity to try to sneak off this list. I see Iowans out there. Plus, they're always the state that everyone's always like, what's Iowa going to do when we're deciding presidential elections? It's so annoying.
Sorry, Hawkeyes. Iowa, there
you know what I mean,
All
Kevin?
right,
it's always like, why?
Then, from worst to best states, it goes number 50, Kansas, number 49, Iowa, number 48, West Virginia, number 47, Rhode Island, number 46, Maryland, number 45, Wisconsin, number 44, Virginia, number 43, Oklahoma, number 42, Arkansas, number 41, Alabama, number 40, Vermont, number 39, Indiana, number 38, South Dakota, number 37, North Dakota, number 36, Idaho, number 35, Michigan, number 34, New Hampshire, number 33, Montana, number 32, Ohio, number 31, Maine, number 30 Connecticut, number 29 Mississippi, number 28 Kentucky, number 27 Nebraska, number 26 South Carolina, number 25 North Carolina, number 24 Delaware, number 23 Wyoming, number 22 Georgia, number 21 Pennsylvania, number 20 Utah, number 19 Illinois, number 18 New Mexico, number 17 Massachusetts, number 16 New Jersey, number 15 Arizona, number 14 Minnesota, number 13 Missouri, number 12 Alaska, number 11 Tennessee, number 10 Louisiana, number 9 Nevada, number 8 Colorado, number 7 Oregon, number 6 Washington, number 5 Texas, number 4 Florida, number 3 Hawaii, number 2 New York, number 1 California.
God bless us.
You should have seen Nick sitting there thinking he's gonna read it.
My God,
He's
like
gonna
I got
read
this
it.
fucker.
He's
I got
like,
this
I
fucker.
got
He's
him.
hour
He
6
was
into
so
this
excited.
content. He's not gonna know.
He figured it
Banana.
out.
Melissa Hagler, thank you for keeping us honest by responding and putting that into patreon.com/kindafunny. Of course, over on patreon.com/kindafunny, you can go right in with your topics of the show. You can be on the live stream as we watch it. You're really, really mad at us as we do it. You can stick around for the post show we're about to do. However, if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. You can get each and every episode of the Kinda Funny podcast on youtube.com/kindafunny, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe each and every week. Remember, the Kinda Funny podcast is all about best friends hanging out and having conversations together. If you like that, you can do all the things I just said and then join us as 3, sometimes 4 best friends gather on this table to bullshit with each other. We have a post show to do, but until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.